By now, listener, you've read the holy canons. But have you read Charles Dickens? Have you read William Shakespeare? Have you read Abraham Lincoln? Hardly a saint between them, it's true, but there is a wisdom there shared by these thinkers, these ad hoc holy men. They each ask us to strive to be, quote, the better angels of our nature. But which angel specifically? One of the good books talks about cherubim and seraphim, rulers and powers, but it calls only 3 angels by name. Gabriel, the messenger, deliverer of truth and prosperity. Michael, the warrior, who leads godly armies towards justice. And of course, brightest star of all, Lucifer, son of the morning, light bringer, the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble, the man who made the world a wilderness, he who wished to ascend above the clouds, who believed he could set the world right. Which, listener, is your better angel? For me, it's easy. I'm a Gabriel. I tell the world the truths they need to hear, whether they want to hear them or not. But if you're not a Gabriel, then you walk a thin line. You're caught between being a Michael, a holy soldier, and a Lucifer, who sees only the strength of sanctity in a mirror. You out there, you do-gooders, I see you, moving between light and dark, helping those caught in the shadow. You walk careful now. I have seen others fall, and once you are cast out, there ain't no coming back. Welcome to Friends at the Table, an actual play podcast focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interaction between good friends. I'm your host, Austin Walker. Joining me today, Alicia Akampora.
Hi, my name is Alicia Agampora. You can find me at Allie_West on Twitter, and you can also find the show over at Friends_Table.
Andy Clare.
Hi, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Captain Trash. That's where I'll probably post most of the things I'm doing, because I'm doing way too many projects now. And also, I'm at videogamechoochoo.com.
And Art Martinez-Tebble.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at atebble, and you can read stuff I write on comicmix.com.
You can find me at Austin_Walker, and obviously at waypoint.vice.com, and you can support the show at friendsattetable.cash. Thank you for supporting the show already. If you're listening to this, it's because you are letting us do this. It's because you are contributing to our Patreon, and it is rad. This is now, we're kind of closing in on the end of our second Bluff City game here, and let me tell you, it's been rad, and we're still super excited about it. I went to a game store the other day, and was just like, I want to buy all these games and play them in Bluff City. So
I was gonna say, so it's a good thing you're here at Bluff City when it's still reasonable, but we're fighting ghosts today.
We are. Well, maybe not ghosts. We keep saying it.
Ghosts?
I feel like that should maybe be the motto of either your business or the Trenton Paranormal Investigation Unit. Maybe it's not ghosts. Jake was giving a confession to a confessional recording, and I don't remember what he was saying.
No, me neither, but I think it was a really good, cliffhanger.
Oh, it was spooky. You were like, if I had found out what I had found out then, I would have also wanted to wash up on shore or somewhere else or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was very
I don't know, I hope it was
spooky.
that. That's great. I never remember things I say in this game, people. I was just be like, remember when you said this? And I'm like, no, but that's great. Did I say that?
Me? You sure?
Yeah.
Here's what I do remember.
You put him in my path, you know what I do. That's awesome. Who said that?
Yeah, he doesn't remember. Fuck off. To bring us back up to speed, though, so it was the week before Labor Day, the last big holiday of the summer season, and Millennium Alexander Black, who revealed himself to be one of the major investors in Graysand Paranormal, called you in and basically was like, it's time to show whether or not you're worth my investment, like not only in terms of fiscal, but in terms of kind of community-driven change and like helping people and meaning something to the city. And then the case that he put you on was that the Menagerie, which is a hotel and casino run by the Veranda family, closed off one of its entire floors. And upon investigating it, what you found was a security guard named Luis Puma, who after some prodding, told you that the slot machines upstairs kept winning even when they weren't supposed to. And there was some other thing too. What was there? Was a smell? Was there a smell?
There was a
baked
sweet
goods,
smell,
sweet
yeah.
smell.
Yeah, it smelled like baked goods. Upon investigating, you ran into Trenton Paranormal Investigation, who are kind of your out-of-town rivals. And after interacting with them, interacting with being a euphemism for Jake fucking one of them up, you learned... What else did you learn? You learned that there was...
It's like a weird sea creature.
We learned it was a leprechaun, right?
Well, you
thought it was a
you saw a
leprechaun.
foot. You saw a toe. You
It was like
recorded
a
a toe
weird green
during the
foot.
scuffle. Yes.
Yeah.
You recorded an image of the foot.
It was like a weird green aquatic thing is what we
Yes.
used.
Yeah.
Like we found an old newspaper that had a like blurry picture of it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we found it was like an
Or-
old like Irish folklore book about a legend that like this town had like destroyed this monster and it disappeared. And then like a newspaper from like 2 weeks ago that was like this body washed up on our shores and we don't know what it is, and it's like a
Right.
weird sea thing.
It's a weird sea creature, and also millennials are killing Bluff City. Another important detail, two other important details. One, it was also the door, the menagerie is connected to the Black Colossus, which is one of the casinos owned by Millennium Black. And the door that connects the two, so there's like a sky bridge that connects the two. And one, it's a ridiculous sky bridge that is also an aquarium. It has like an aquatic, like big tank, I guess, aquarium tank around the sky bridge.
Oh,
like
yeah.
two, it is, the doors were hot and cold to the touch when on the Millennium Colossus side. So those are all the big points that I remember. And
There's a few more. I have them written down.
oh, please.
So everything I have written down is Menagerie shut down its floors on Labor Day. Skybridge that connects Black Colossus to the Menagerie is shut down. Hearing footsteps on Skybridge. Hot and cold doors. Nothing on cameras. Doors are locked. No Colossus employees allowed. Machines keep winning.
Oh, also phones, because remember you tested the gotcha
Oh,
game.
yeah. Exactly. Yes. And the our machine thing also had a false positive.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't remember if it was a false positive or not.
I'm not sure if it was the result of a good roll or a bad roll, but like it was supposed to like make a smoke wherever there was like paranormal things happening, and it just filled the entire floor.
Yes, it was specifically, I think I said it was like the luck on it was also maxed out. And so like it was looking for a hit and it got the biggest hit possible and it smoked out the entire second floor and you had to evacuate, you had to flee, it set off a fire alarm, I think maybe. You guys left in a hurry, for sure.
Yeah, we-
Didn't it like
Laugh.
it had like a bunch of smoke and I think a smoke alarm went off.
That is what I think
Yes,
happened.
yeah,
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
okay, because we were doing the dry cleaning thing. There was that whole dry cleaning bit.
Oh, right, you got soaked. You're right, you got soaked.
Yeah.
Yes,
With
yes.
the pizzas.
Also pizzas. Okay, we're back up to speed. It has not been as long as you might think it has been since we played, but
It has been like 8 days.
It feels like 12 years.
it does. It has, this past week, y'all. Jesus. All right. So,
oh.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I had like a shot that I wanted to open up on, or like a question
Totally.
about the rules, because
Yeah.
I left last game feeling bad that like 2 adults left this injured child, didn't do anything about it. Andy's character Sid like sprained their ankle last game,
Oh, right.
and I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Mhm.
So I thought, like, I don't know if there's like a mechanic in this game, like a healing mechanic to get them that like athletic
That stress
score
back. Yeah, right.
or to at least open up on a shot of like either like Sid like trying to hide their injury and Alexa being like, "Oh my god, sit down," or like
Right.
helping her bandage it or whatever.
There is a way to get stress back, but I don't think it's a thing that you can do in the middle of a story.
Okay,
I'm double
fair enough.
checking. Give me 1 second to double check, 'cause I don't want to get this wrong.
So instead, we open on a shot of Jake being like, I once wrestled a 60-minute Broadway with my ankle all the way broken. I don't know what your problem is. Kids these days.
So I've looked it up, and there is not, as far as I can see, a way to recover stress. But what there is if you end up getting any cool points, and no one's gotten any cool points yet, you can resist stress. And you get cool points by rolling really well on stress. So,
Okay.
maybe you'll get some soon.
But there's no player-to-player, like,
Not that I
help
can
you
see.
out kind of thing. Okay, fair enough. I didn't think so, but still.
So what is the scene that you want to open on?
I think it's... I don't want to direct too much of it, but it's either, like, them in the office, like, preparing to leave again.
Is it the same, like, day? Is it, like, the next day? Is it...
Maybe it's
Has anyone
later
gotten
that
coffee
night?
from the coffee machine?
Oh, Gubby. Oh, Lord. I think it's probably later that night. I feel like maybe they did, like, a daytime investigation, like, talk to the people kind of thing. And then now that the sun is setting, they're like, oh, we can really get some work done now. I don't know what that is, but...
What the work is? Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like having a night investigation would be fun.
There is, you guys have the only person in the office right now with you. It's you three, and then there's also Orville Olenbach, who is the receptionist. He's just, what's the actor's name who played Harry Crane? What is his name? He was also in...
Rich Summer.
Yeah, Rich Summer. It's him in, like, his most, like, nebbish, like, has on a bow tie and a vest, and he, like, looks like an usher in a movie theater, basically. And he works nights here. And he's like, come on, give me some coffee. Come on. Hey, guy, the coffee machine it's not listening to me. It took $3 of my dollars.
Yeah, it's been having one of those days.
What kind of coffee are you ordering?
A Kappa latte.
Well, first of all, anyway.
It's the third button. It says Kappa latte.
That's your taste and that's fine. But sometimes if you order like a decaf and then you try a different one, it'll come out. I have an extra $1.
Okay.
And I guess I go over and like try to go do the thing, like beep beep. Our coffee machine is haunted. That's important, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is what he means when he says it's not listening to him. It like takes your $1 and then it spits out a different $1 with a different year on it.
Oh, what year is it?
1989.
Is this significant?
I don't know. This happens all the time, and here's the trick. It is sometimes significant, and it just, like, doesn't... Sometimes it puts one out, and you're like, oh, you spent, like, a whole day trying to crack the case, and then when you go back, it just has another $1 hanging out, like it's, like, sticking its tongue out at you, and the lights on it make it look like it's winking at you while it's doing it. So, sometimes it just fucks with you, is what I'm saying.
Listen, coffee machine. We've had a really long day. You saw us in there with the Jake didn't even have his, like, shirt on. He was eating pizza. Sid is hurt. Can you just, like, for the one time, please?
It, like, it makes... It's like... Bzz, bzz, and then it spits out the $3 that Orville had put in. And then before Orville can put a cup down, it just starts spitting out the Kappa latte mix.
Great.
And Orville's like, oh, and like grabs a paper cup and puts it under, and gets some Kappa latte.
I give Orville his money back. I give the machine like a little pat.
Thank you. So what are you guys working on?
It's like kind of a sea mission sort of thing.
Like ABC, like it's kind of like a third tier, like a not a
No,
very
like the wet one. Ocean.
Oh, like the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, right next to the beach, you're going to get some sea monsters. I'm really excited. I haven't done one of these yet.
Said like someone who's like unlocked a new mission type in Fortnite.
Wait, so we're based out of a seaside town, but you guys haven't done a sea monster before?
Well, they're rarer than you would think. We mostly get... Jake, what would you say that we see the most?
I mean, I would say most of what we get is people who don't understand their electronic devices.
A lot of that.
I would say second most is apparition/poltergeist. Third most is a land-based creature.
A lot of land-based creatures. Some sand monsters, actually, but not a lot of, like, directly in the ocean sort of thing, so I'm really excited.
Orville's like, that it all sounds very messy. I'm gonna just go back to the front desk. Good luck. If you need anything, I'll be here. Me and the coffee machine. And
We can always count on you.
Yeah. And he's like in the middle of a game of solitaire on a Windows 98 machine at the front desk.
Alright, I have 2 ideas. Do we want to go to the beach?
Beach episode.
Just fuck around investigating on the ocean somehow. Figure that out when we get there. Or do we want to go to that other casino? Or
I
is
mean,
there
the
like a
casino's
museum
near the
in town?
beach.
Oh. Is there like museums?
You tell me.
I feel like that would be more like investigative stuff, though. I want to get like messy.
Right, so I guess I should restate that part of it is like the structure of this game at this point. In general, the way that the game progresses is you go from getting the call, which you've done, then to research/investigation, which is where you come with possible explanations. Then in step 3 is when you suit up. You get the right equipment to take care of the problem. Then 4 is field work. You travel to the scene and deal with the problem. Once the agents have run enough job dice, and they can't earn more, but that's how you end with it and like make more franchise bucks or whatever.
We should go to the Museum of Maritime Oddities.
There it is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Where is that at?
I think that the Museum of Maritime Oddities started as a boardwalk attraction.
It's like a
real
Ripley's,
popular.
Believe It or Not,
Yeah, like
style.
a Ripley's. But
Cool.
they fell on some hard times. They had to relocate.
Okay.
And now they're like 4 blocks deep off the water.
Uh-huh.
But they're still trying to like have that same kind of vibe. But like the place next to them is like a Walgreens.
Right. They have like signs up all around the neighborhood trying to point you to the
Yeah.
Museum of Maritime Oddities. Yeah.
Yeah, just 50 feet this way.
All right. We can just jump to y'all being there. Do you pull up in the van? In Sid's dad's van? Or do you just walk there? Like, what's the... you take a jitney? Do you take a jitney?
What is
The
that?
late night museum jitney.
Oh,
Jitney is like
man.
the worst bus you've ever seen.
Oh, y'all don't know about jitneys. I forgot about jitneys until this moment. They're such an important part of Bluff City, and of everything. They're such an important part of life. I guess they're also called dollar vans, which is not as fun to say.
Oh, okay. I know what this is. They're like airport shuttles, kind of.
Right, except that, like, what if you lived in a city where this is what the bus service looked like?
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
Like, I used to get into New York with these when I lived in North Jersey, actually. But Atlantic City, for real, has a bunch of jitneys that go through town. And then there are also, like, traditional buses that take you out of AC and into, like, mainland South Jersey. So I imagine it's the same thing with Bluff City, where, like, the jitneys run down the 2 main, like, avenues that cut down, like, close to the ocean, and then buses would take you, like, offshore, basically.
So is it like, it's like 9:30 on a Tuesday, no one is on this bus, we are waiting at whatever the jitney stop is, and like with all of our equipment?
Are you? I don't know. Or are you just taking the
we
van?
don't have all of our equipment. We're just...
Enough that it's comical, I would think. I think we should at least have the like,
Got the camera.
Oh, I think it's kind of funny if it's like the two of you with like a reasonable amount of equipment, and then Jake just has a giant backpack, like one of those like hiking backpacks, just like loaded with junk.
Got God. Okay, so you get onto the jitney, you're the only one there. It drops you off. You still have to walk, because it's not on the jitney route. Like, it's not even on the jitney route. You can't even take the fucking jitney to the Museum of Maritime Oddities. But you're able to walk there, and then you, show up, and the first thing you notice is that the lady who is the receptionist here is wearing the same outfit that Orville was wearing. And maybe you put two and two together and realize that maybe Orville just is using his old Museum of Maritime Oddities uniform still. He thinks that's what it means to be a receptionist or a greeter in any job. And the second thing you notice is that it says closes 10:30 p.m. and it is 9:45 by the time you get there.
Well, we're members, so they'll understand.
Wait, are you? Wait. Are you members? If you're members, all right. That means you have to give me a technology roll. This is gear.
Oh, You're sure it's not contact?
I think contact would be not being a member and being hey, give us a discount.
All right, I'm rolling it.
I think so. You know what? Maybe it's contact. It's contact. It says your list of contacts you can call for advice, support, and assistance. I'll say this is contact. This isn't gear. It's like an association.
Yeah.
And remember that you can use your franchise cards too if you ever need to roll more. You don't, because you got a fucking 6. So
yeah.
So does this count as? That doesn't count for our franchise score.
No, it doesn't. But it counts. It could. It depends on what you give me. What are the 2 facts that lead to solving the case? So describe to me. You get in, the receptionist is all right, guys, I'm staying until 11, and that's it. And then you ask her for access to the back secret room, and she's all right, I'm letting you into the back secret room, but that's it. And then she's all right, 3 cups of coffee, but that's it. So yeah, tell me 2 facts. I guess kind of just describe this additional investigation, Art. And
okay.
The museum. What's it look like in here?
Oh, it looks like the saddest P.T. Barnum-iest thing you've ever seen, right? It's but there's some real stuff here, but there's a lot of there's an exhibit on the Loch Ness Monster, and there's there's probably an exhibit on the creature of the Black Lagoon that's just been there for 50 years now, right? When did that movie come out?
Right, and it was a tie-in to the movie, it was always
that dude,
fake.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But then there's some real stuff. There's there's some sand monster material here that we know is real. Mm-hmm. And there's but then there's also the plaque that's Jersey Sand Devil. But I think it's in poor repair, right? The paint's not very fresh, and the exhibits are definitely pre-80s in terms of interactivity or anything. Nice gift shop though.
So what do you find? What are the 2 facts?
The 2 facts
that directly lead to solving the case.
Y'all feel free to pitch any fact ideas you have. I mean, I think that it's easy if there's just what if there's an exhibit about that newspaper article, right? The one from
right. They're the only ones who they saw it, and their owner saw it in the news and was we got to get us a new exhibit on the thing that was just in the news. And then the kids are who work there no one cares. No one cares about the sea creature. But it's there. There is an exhibit. What do you learn from the exhibit? Is it also just the exhibit has a big blown up picture of the picture that was in the newspaper to where you can even see? I think
that's literally all it is. So we can see more detail of it, right? We see,
or maybe they have the original picture but blown up at a higher quality now, so you can figure out something else.
Yeah.
What if it's one of those those 3-fold science project things, those boards that you put up with a bunch of fact cards and whatever. Mm-hmm. There's got to be something like that. It's got to be a whole display with some stuff we can kind of pull from it.
Yeah. What was the name of what was the thing we had?
The
Selkie?
Selkies and Kelpies were the two things, which it's great that they rhyme.
It is great that they rhyme.
That I suggested after we finished recording, because I had like a weird nebulous idea of both of them when I described the weird sea creature thing.
I don't know anything about either of them.
So I can do a quick like explanation if you guys want.
Please.
So Selkies are kind of the most straightforward one. They're like
Also, wait. Can you do this as the receptionist to this place, whose name is Olive? Her name is Olive August.
All right. Okay.
She has like a very oval-shaped head, and she also has big round glasses, and her hair is like parted down the middle, and then ties into a ponytail in the back, and she has on like a sweater vest, and it is the fucking summer, but she does not like wearing it. She's constantly like, it's scratching, and she's pulling at it as she talks.
All right, and she's itching like at her neck while she's pulling out like a notepad from her pocket, and she like flips through it to a bit, and she's like, all right, let's see. Selkies are an Irish fairy that on land take human form, but shed a skin of a seal and wear that and turn into a seal. Sorry, my handwriting's a little... and she's, like, adjusting her glasses, like... Yeah, so they're, like, naturally seals, and then they come on land, and it becomes... Their seal fur becomes a coat, and then when they put that back on, they become seals again in the ocean, is...
Oh my goodness.
This one. And then... what was the other one you guys wanted to know about? And she starts flipping through again. Yeah, it was the other Irish one.
The K?
Kelpie.
Or just kelp. That might help.
I don't think it's kelp.
She's just like mumbling to herself. She's like mumbling a bunch of names to herself. Like you hear like what's it called? You hear like chupacabra under her breath for a second while she's looking through. Kelpie. Also from the Irish region, it's another shapeshifter. Weirdly enough, this one is tends to be an aquatic horse of some kind, and then can take the form of a human, but it can apparently just shapeshift into whatever, from what I'm...
Now, do you mean like
here.
a seahorse?
No,
or
like
do you mean a horse
like
in the water?
And I can't do this, like, Andy can't do this, like, straight up physically at all, but she, like, neighs to do like, a horse noise. like that type of horse. And Sid gives her a thumbs up when she does that.
She gives one back to her. They're probably in school together, in retrospect. Like they're
I was gonna say Sid's been here a bunch because her girlfriend works at the Walgreens next door, so she knows Olive pretty well.
Yeah, Olive definitely asks you for a cigarette before you leave.
Oh, definitely, and I give her one for sure. I give her two because I know it's been a long day, and she helped us out.
Mm-hmm. How old are the two of you?
20.
Okay,
yeah.
That's bad. Yeah. Anyway, does it say anything about, like, luck?
Not specifically, but there's a lot of stuff tied to Irish fairies that has to do with that. Particularly, I mean, the most common one's leprechauns, obviously, but that whole ecosystem seems to have weird tricksters and luck-related things, from what I can tell here.
True.
Is this a thing you're committing to learning here? Or is there something else?
I mean, we definitely learned that. I can't take that away from us.
But like, is it a point towards the investigation?
It should be. Like being here should give you some insight into what you're even if it's like those things are dead ends, and now in fact you have a different direction.
I think the stuff we could take away from this is like a common trend of like shape-shifting sea creatures.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably a shape-shifting sea creature. That's definitely one. I like that.
What stops a shape-shifting sea creature?
There you go. That's a good question.
Yeah.
You steal its coat. She just said you take the coat. When they put the coat on, they turn back into a seal. We just have to find a coat.
And put it back on.
Yeah, don't we want it the other way? Don't we want them to keep being seals?
Well, I mean,
Well, no, because if it has the coat off, it's a person and it's on the land. And if you put the coat back on them and put them back in the water, then they go back to being a sea creature.
I wonder what's brought them on land here.
I wonder if they even know where their coat is.
I thought they wore the coat.
Yeah, but if they take it off, turn into a person, a gal, whatever, and then they lose it, someone steals it, you go to a restaurant, you leave it on the I do this on Fridays all the time. I leave my coat on the back of my chair, then I have to go back there the next day to get it. It happens.
That's how they get you.
Or like, what if she made a bad bet and she lost her coat?
I don't think they let you bet your coat at the casino.
Honey, it's Bluff City. You can bet anything.
A seal coat would make you a pretty penny.
Or maybe she brought it to a pawn shop. Or, like a cash for coats.
A cash for coats?
A cash for coats. I think we just get a cut-in of some ridiculous local celebrity doing like... Welcome to Cash for Coats. You got coats, we got cash. You gotta be up late playing the dice, and you don't need a coat on to do that. You bring your coat down here to Cash for Coats, we get you settled, we'll even give you chips directly. Take it from me, chip directly.
There's I have
law.
like a very specific guy in mind for this. He's like a local like Ontario-based like Cash for Gold guy called Oliver Jewelry.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
No, that's not real.
I will link it.
I'm about to watch it. I'm super excited.
I'm gonna link his Scatman parody.
Oh, I see it. Oh, he's British.
Yeah, Russell
Whoa.
Oliver. Sorry, Oliver Jewelry's not his name, it's his company, but I always thought it was his name.
It's a good name. Oh, this is so bad.
It's real bad.
Oh my god.
What on earth?
Wowee.
That was really bad.
It's really bad.
It helps the
Wow.
Canadian money is so colorful. Anyway, yeah, chip directly, fine. We have to figure out what he's famous for. But
Yeah.
I think with all that money, you would buy a better idea.
I mean, his catchphrase is, oh yeah. I don't think he's a very creative man.
All right.
All right. So I guess that does sound like we got 2 points.
Yeah. All right, I'll
Gotta
raise
go
it.
to
8.
Gotta go to a cash for coats.
So there are 3 cash for coats in the city. One of them is out on like there's 2 big avenues that run kind of parallel to the ocean. Do you know what I mean? So basically run like north-south along the length of Bluff City's the island that Bluff City is on. I guess I could talk a little bit more about the way Bluff City is set up in this moment. I'm going to just open up a new tab and just very broadly draw this. Let's see. So in my head, Bluff City is something like so what I've drawn here is kind of 3 land masses. There is a big like long island like that runs north south. There is a kind of a land mass that is out to the west of that, and there's another little land mass to like the north of that. I'd actually move this some, but basically there is a big north south landmass that is Bluff City, plus some additional like townships or like other towns. I think there's probably another one there. And so like the big one to the north is Bluff City. And then there's like these 2 long streets that go down the entire length of this island that are like the main avenues, like that. And then like Bluff City is like pretty dense. And there are casinos all through the like right up against the water, obviously. And then it kind of becomes residential to the north of Bluff, like the very north, kind of like the mid-north of Bluff City is kind of residential. And then the further north you get, it's like, I just wrote north, good. Then the further north you get, it becomes like the fancy part of Bluff City where it's like the marina. And that's where like the fanciest casinos are. And then everywhere else around it is just like various rich people live there. Or rich or like upper middle class, basically. All the other little towns are all just like various degrees of wealthy. And then you get onto the main shore, and that's where like the people who really work in the casinos live, is out on the mainland, basically. And so the 3 cash for coats. One of them is right in like the heart of Bluff City, like right up against like on the boardwalk directly. There's one that is the like original one, which is right where residential hits the kind of southern part of Bluff City, the kind of more casino heavy commercial area, that is kind of like run down a little bit, and there's not so much local investment there anymore, and so that was the original cash for coats. And then there is the original cash for coats, and original is put in quotation marks, and that is near a new offshore, or like kind of like away from the boardwalk, new set of like big shopping, like a big shopping plaza that the city has been investing in heavily, which is like there's a bunch of outlet stores, and then there's like some fancy restaurants, and then there's also the original cash for coats, which is not the original cash for coats, but it is there, like that is what they're trying to pass it off as, even though everyone remembers when it opened 2 years ago there. Tourists don't know any better. So where are you going?
I feel like the real original is our best shot. I don't know though.
For what it's worth, I don't know either. Rolls are going to help figure that out, because that's how this game works.
Maybe it's the boardwalk one.
Yeah.
Closest to
Close
the
to
ocean.
casinos and the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's yeah.
All right.
Can I do a confessional real quick before we
Absolutely.
change things? Cool.
I'll bring us back over to that.
Yeah, thank you. It's gonna be. We don't have our van, right?
We do.
We do.
So it's Alexa like sitting in the back of the van, and there's like some noise outside because you guys are. Well, I shouldn't be so specific with the time, but she looks kind of grave, and she's like, I didn't expect them to understand, because I'm aligned with myself in a way most people aren't, and my Jupiter moon is, misaligned right now, but still, I knew it had to be done. When I saw that coat, I knew I had to destroy it.
Oh my god. Good. Great. I just want to do a quick reminder about this too, which is that confessionals can also give character traits to other players. And character traits are like, they can produce more franchise score points in the long run, which we're not doing like an ongoing inspectors game. But if we were, that would be a really cool way to get extra franchise score. Which again, I don't think we'll come back to this game, but it's something to think about, All right. So then do we just jump to inside of Cash for Coats?
Why not?
Okay. So you get to the boardwalk Cash for Coats. Tell me what are you doing here? I guess I can give you a little bit of what it looks like. Which is, it is open until midnight. No, it's on the boardwalk. It's open all night because they want you to come in and sell them coats for chips. But it's also in some ways the worst one. Like, the one to the north, the one that's like near the residential district, has a sort of pawn shoppy charm in that, like, the people who go there are legitimately like from Bluff City, right? And the stuff you find there as this sort of like coat-based pawn shop are like, it's stuff that people who live here would pawn, basically. The one in the big shopping plaza is fake as fuck, because it is only really attended to by out-of-town shoobies who come in to like, for the sort of just like for the experience, like the sort of people who would go to that pawn shop from Pawn Stars would go to that. Do you know what I mean? Which is like, there's a degree of like, oh, it's a big pawn shop. They have fancy stuff there. They have like Bruce Springsteen's third guitar. And so like, that's what that is. It's almost like its own mini museum. This one is like splits the middle in the worst way, in that the people who come to this one don't live here. They are tourists who come to town and then need to sell their coats in the middle of the night so that they can go back to the betting floor. They're also the people who are here to go to the beach and who like didn't bring sunscreen or who for whatever reason, maybe they by mistake lost a bunch of money and now they need to sell their hats to get back the bus fare back to Pennsylvania. And they're also just like looking for souvenirs. And so there's lots of stuff that is not like fancy and that is not like from people in Bluff City. That is just like Bluff City original t-shirts. Like you could buy a t-shirt that has a coat on it, like a tuxedo t-shirt, except it's a coat, and on the back it says the original Cash for Coats coat t-shirt on the back. And on the front it's a fake, it's just like it looks like a pea coat or something, and then there's a little fake pin that says I came to Bluff City and only got ... and then underneath it says in parentheses see back, and and that's the sort of place it is. Yes, it's airbrushed. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, lots of airbrushing here. Lots and lots and lots of airbrushing. Andy in the chat. So yeah, that is what you see. And you do see good old Chip directly in behind a glass case inside. And it is playing like a top 40s mix of music from 15 years ago. So there's that.
It's like bulletproof, not that he is stuck. Right?
Oh, no. He's behind a glass. Sorry, when I say glass case, I mean like a glass cabinet, like a low glass counter. He's not, but it's not bulletproof at all. It's opening. It's fine. I'm in a case. Hey,
did you think him on display like in a museum?
Yeah.
I also thought that it was weird.
All right, fuck it. He's in a glass case.
But he's like talking to people like, "Hey, how are you?"
He hits a button
directly.
Tunnel that he walks over to the cashier
yeah. He hits a button and bends a little mic, like a dispatch microphone over, and he goes like, "Bam," and he goes, "How you doing? Welcome to Cash for Coats." What are you all wearing? Do you guys have good coats on? Oh, we've actually already seen that Jake has a big Undertaker coat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Jake's got a big Undertaker coat.
$22.
This is legitimate memorabilia.
What kind?
What kind? I am the avatar of Anubis.
Okay, we speak American here, buddy. What? Can you give me a little bit more?
I was the Mid-Atlantic champion.
Of what? Water polo?
Water polo. You think there's regional water polo leagues?
The world is big. I'm surprised every day.
I was a grappler, a fighter, a wrestler.
Well, like the Pride, like K1, like a kickboxer. You like an ultimate fighting champion?
No, not like that.
What are you, like a boxer? What are you, like a? What do you do? Those underground fights down at the? And he hits a different buzzer, and it gets quieter. Down at the bowling alley.
Wait, there's boxing at the bowling alley?
Don't worry, it's a third buzzer. Don't worry about it, kid.
No, like they do up in New York.
And he goes out to the high one. Oh, you mean pro wrestling?
I don't do anything amateur.
$21.
Jake pounds his hand on the glass.
Hey! That glass is worth more than your coat.
It ain't for sale.
Oh, I'm kidding with you, Mr. Anubis. Don't worry about it. I've seen you wrestle. It's good. You do the whole thing. You then you climb the ropes and you do and he like opens up his hand like and lifts his hand up. It's like a choke slam motion, and then just shakes his hand a bunch. You're a pro. I give you a deal. You get $32 for that coat.
I'm not trying to sell the coat. I have a good job, and I'm cold.
All right, we can do a trade-in. We'll get you, if it's a long coat, I can give you a pea coat for a trade-in equal value. I give you a rain jacket. You look stellar in a rain jacket. You put a little rain hat on you. We bring you back into the ring, and now you're the rainmaker.
I think that's a thing.
Yes, I think.
Is that? It's because I came up with it. If it's a thing already, I got franchise wrestlers. You heard about wrestling franchises? I got a whole new thing I'm working on called franchise wrestlers. We take them out, we put them in all the different programs and all the different federations and all of the different associations and also in all of the different operations. We do those here in Bluff City. We do those overseas. We do those all throughout the world. And then the hope is it's like rolling the dice. You roll a lot of dice. Some of them are going to come up 7. So
I think New York's been doing that with the clown for a while now.
Oh, I don't want to talk to you about that clown. Who are your friends? These your kids? What are these?
These are my coworkers.
We're associates.
Sid just starts like cackling when
the business associates. That's good. The business associates. Nothing scarier than big business. Are you they're doing like a women's league now, I guess, huh?
Look, I'm not still in the business. I got my own business now. And Jake takes out his business card for Grace and Paranormal Director of Operations and puts it up on the glass.
This is high concept. I don't think this is going to play. This is not... Sorry, I don't think this... I can't get into this one.
You went from really outside to really inside.
Oh, sorry. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I don't think I can get into this one. This is...
That's not what I meant. No, that's not...
Oh, you meant not outside inside voice. You bzz, bzz, bzz. You didn't mean outside inside voice. You meant listen, I'm a businessman. They do business, and I want you to tell. Okay, look me in the eye, and you've been in the business a long time, right?
Yeah,
the wrestling business. That is the wrestling business. It used to be the wrestling business. It became the wrestling business. You ever find out when that switch came? You ever notice?
I think it sort of crept down. I think some parts it's still the other one.
Now for a little bit. Just wait though, because what I did is I introduced coats to wrestling. It used to be you came out, you were in your leotard, you were in your unitard, you were in your various outfits, and that was it. You were in your wrestling outfit, you were in your trunks, you were in your tights, and then I said, "Hey, Billy, put a coat on." You walk to the ring in a coat. People think.
I think Gorgeous George was the first person to wear a coat, and
No, it was Beautiful Billy, Gorgeous George. My lawyers assure me that was a robe. There's a difference between a robe and a coat.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm glad to see a real professional and his 2 darling children here.
No.
What can if you're cold, I can get you, again, a group deal on the coats.
We're not children. We're here for business, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm Chip. I'm Chip directly. Business, sir, isn't in. Hey!
We're looking for a coat.
Oh, you
wasted enough of our time.
You came to the right place. Look around. I got coats that are coats. I got t-shirts that are coats. I got boots that are coats.
You got boots that are coats?
I got boots that are coats. Put them on, you'll feel warmer. Check it out.
These are just Crocs.
Those sound really nice, actually. Are they
See?
like the real ones or the off-brand?
Mm-hmm.
That's...
It's weird how many future Bluff City games are going to need coats.
Chip, have you gotten any coats recently that are, especially, extravagant and warm?
Like a jean jacket?
No.
No, that's none of the things she said.
Like a windbreaker.
What's extravagant to you? You own a coat store.
Yeah, and I'm very frugal. Okay. I didn't get to own 3 coat stores because I took the good coats home. Hey.
Okay, so think of like a fur coat, but instead of fur, it was like a seal. I'm just gonna say it, like a seal. Do you have any
fur,
seal
right?
coats?
No, I don't mess with that guy. I really didn't like that song from the Batman thing.
That's an incredible song. I think that we should leave, but I am so committed to the spiritual integrity of Bluff City that I am not.
Oh, you run a
He
very...
puts his hand on Alexa's shoulder and is like, look, it's okay. He's wrong about the song.
It doesn't make any sense. It's so good. That movie was so good. I love
know.
him and Heidi Klum. It just doesn't...
He stands in a case all day for a living. You don't worry about him.
Hey, I sit back here sometimes, too.
Sir, have you encountered any strange coats lately?
Give me a roll.
Okay. Is that a contact roll?
Yeah, this is definitely a contact roll. And again, remember, you can use your library card, your gym card, or your credit card here if you want to. Actually, you can't, because you can use bank. You can't use any of the other ones.
Yeah, my contacts is already, like, maxed out, so it's just a 3d6 roll.
Yep, 3d6. Take the top. There's a 6.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay. We got a code in. It was very fancy by your standards, I guess.
Wait, aren't we doing this wrong again?
Oh yeah, we are. We're doing it wrong
but
again.
You can do the
I'll do the setup, which is we got a code in, which was fancy, I guess. And then I don't know. What are the details?
What are the details? I think the details are that he was a little thrown off because it's actually like a really thin material.
Oh, okay.
It's more of like a house coat almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it feels like really heavy. Like you hold it and it like looks fine, but when you like kind of put your arm or your hand inside of it, like it weighs you down like a lot. Like you're wearing one of those like iron lungs or whatever.
Is either of these things why Alexa decided to destroy this thing, or is that just a side dealy?
I think it is, because I think that it like that's probably really painful or like feels like torture.
Interesting.
Like
it's that heavy. It's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that it's like a very yeah. So I think that she like kind of puts her arm into one of it to like kind of feel how magical it is, I guess. And then when she does, there's like an immediate like pain like pushing down on her. So
I think when you describe it, and like I think he hits another, he goes like, all right, give me a second. And then goes like, bzz, 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 and like hits the same 3 buttons, but in a special order. And then like you know what it is? It's the same technology that you saw in Millennium Black's apartment, where like part of the wall folds in and a track on the ground rolls out. And then, but instead of being chairs, it's now like a hanger set with there's like a bar that comes out too, on the track with coats hanging from it, and it's all very rare coats. It's like, it turns out this is where his secret stash is, and there are probably like 6 goof gag coats in here too, right? Everybody pick a gag coat. What's a funny coat?
I don't know, but we shouldn't use all 6 of them. We should leave some for future people.
All right, so that's a good point. We each get 1, and there's more than 6. It goes like bzz, brr, and then the gag coats start coming out, and then they keep going across the entirety of his store, and then like just when it's about to hit the other wall, he goes like bzz, 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 and another hole opens on the side, so that it keeps going through the other side of the whole store, and it's just like bzz, and a whole rack of coats just rolls past. It's like a laundromat. It's like a dry cleaner. And then finally he stops it and pulls down one, and it's the seal coat. Or maybe a robot takes it down. He doesn't take it down. He's behind this glass, right?
It's like the Yotel arm that just like is like,
yeah, it's a big arm. Thank you. Yes, it's a robotic arm that actually it takes it off the hook and then like puts it on you directly, Alexa, and that's when you feel it.
Oh yeah.
You feel it, and like maybe you also feel a call to the sea, right? Like maybe it's like this terrible thing where you can feel your will being suppressed.
Yeah.
And he says, all right, that'll be $300. We got installment plans. You could pay us back if you like that way. We got, we put it on layaway, you know, holidays coming up and whatnot.
So we do need this for the good of the city. So I think the price should be able to be negotiated.
Yeah, agreed. You want to pay me $400, the city gets another 20% or whatever, and then it's good for the city. Hey!
What?
Taxes, kid, keep up.
What price are you willing to pay on your spiritual integrity, sir?
Oh, I'm all paid up, sister. I go around St. Michael's every Christmas, every Easter, every festival of the saints whose names I can remember. Saint Teresa. Is she a saint yet? Does she get the sainthood?
I don't think so.
I think there's like a process.
Saint Michael, because it's the name of the church. I remember that one. $300 is $300 is $300. That's the price it is. Frankly, it's a steal. I can put this out in the Plaza Center. Yeah.
I don't know. If you thought you could sell it, it'd be out here.
That's a good point. Why wasn't it out here?
Because I only like to sell certain quality things to certain quality people. It's about relationships. Now you know the next time you need a heavy seal coat. Boom, I'm your guy. These tourists who come through, they don't need a seal coat.
How many people come in looking for seal coats?
You'd be surprised. Now I want a unique souvenir. I used to put things like this out on the racks, and then Joe Schmo from the big city comes in, and he says, "Oh, little Billy, love this one," and he buys it, and he takes the little Billy, and it turns out to be, a situation where little Billy ruins it, and then I have to hear about it on the news one day. What? The boss only had one first coat, and it's been ruined. It was his baptism
You're saying
coat.
Bruce Springsteen's first coat was a seal coat?
No, I'm saying special coats. Inside of the category of which seal coats are one type of special coat.
You didn't even know this was a seal coat.
Well, I may have been holding this or that back a little bit. But you got me.
That's a very working man image for a seal coat.
No, I'm not saying the boss had a seal coat. It was linen. Anyway, $300.
Linen too.
Okay. Did you read that in a crystal? Like, what's the... to buy it, it would be a technology roll, for sure. Oh, also, wait. You put that coat on. You need to roll stress. Roll 1 stress.
Yeah,
no,
I would love to.
No. Roll 2 stress.
Okay.
There is like a supernatural thing happening here.
Yeah.
It would have already been 1 stress if it was I'm wearing what might be the skin of another creature that you know is alive and walking around still. But when you feel that it's the supernatural pull, that's 2 stress. So give me a roll.
A 2d6?
That's just 2d6. I don't remember if you take high or low. Let's see.
It says the lowest die is used.
There you go. So, that's a 2. That ain't good. So lose 2 dice from the appropriate skill or 1 die from 2 skills.
Okay, this is gonna make this scene easier. So I'm gonna take 2 for my academic score. I am also super stressed out. And I don't like this guy. And I would have $300.
Well, you roll technology to see if you have $300.
Okay.
But this is going.
I think what I would prefer to do is to maintain eye contact with Chip while I hold it in my hands, like by the collar, and I just tear it in half.
Give me an athletics roll.
Do I have to take the confessional token to do just like an office look at the eyes
definitely.
bulging, looking at the camera like...
Because I want that in the confessional booth. I want like the cutaway to Jake just like
What?
Can I pick up one of our gym points for this to get me a 2d6 instead of 1?
You sure can.
I would love to, thank you.
I'm going to spend that gym card. You have no gym points left now. Boom.
Thank you. We have the bank, it's fine. And that's a 6.
That is a 6. All right. What happens?
Okay, I had to say. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
I think
We're
had
already
say.
up to 10. With just our...
Okay, so I think that when it pulls in half, there's that sweet smell again from the casino.
Mm-hmm.
It, like, kind of fills the room as soon as it, like, spreads open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like... I don't think that it frays the way that you would expect it to. Instead of ripping, like a silk, like, actual coat would, it, like, the edges of it seem like they've been, like, burned.
Ooh. My question there is, like, how do those help you solve the case? So not just two
Fair.
things about, like... so push a little bit further there.
I think maybe...
What if it knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we either start hearing, like a siren song coming from, like, whatever direction, like,
Ooh,
maybe towards
yeah.
the casino or whatever. Yeah, I think just hearing this, I was gonna say maybe our, like, computer machine goes off, but I think that's way more interesting if we just, like, hear a voice coming from that casino now.
Oh, what if... Wait. What if you get a phone call from Orville at that exact moment? And he's like, hey, you guys should turn on the radio. And that's actually, like, it is a song. It's exactly that, but it's, like, playing out on the radio, on every radio station. What's the song sound like?
I think that it's, like... it's a siren song, right? So it's, like, kind of indistinguishable, but it sounds, like, attractive. Like, it's trying to, like, guide you to a place. I think it's kind of mellow. Like, it's obviously not, like, an upbeat, like...
Right,
I'm a weird
right.
sea monster tune.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's, like, kind of a sweet voice at a lower tone than you would expect. And, like, I think that, like, even though it's on every radio station, on every channel, like, almost like the coat was, like, trying to pull you to the sea, I think that it's, like beckoning us to a spot in town.
So is it, like, is there something in the lyrics that bring you to the town or bring you to a certain place?
I think it's just, like, a feeling.
And is it feeling... Okay, so is it a feeling only you have because you ripped the coat?
Yeah.
Or is it, like... okay, so it's not a situation where
Yeah, because
everybody
I don't think that,
in town
everyone
is...
is like, oh yeah, gotta go to the menagerie or whatever.
Right. Is that where it's pulling you to?
I will take suggestions there. That's kind of where we set up the first scene, so I feel like it should be, but if you think that there's somewhere else that this sea monster could have ran off to by now.
Maybe it's in the walkway, that's why...
Yeah, I like the...
Yeah.
Off. Yeah.
Totally. I like
we
the
never
shot...
did get in there, yeah.
No. I like a shot of, like, as you're going back... So you're going back, I guess?
Well, we gotta gear up.
Oh, actually, what happens is... fucking Chip is like, excuse me! You wouldn't rip up 300 crisp $100 bills. You wouldn't rip a $300 coat. You owe me. I'm gonna collect one day. Graysand, Paranormal, and Anubis, and family.
You owe me, sir. Your family and your children and your lifeline and this town are gonna thank me.
For ripping a coat? What?
For maintaining the spiritual sanctity of Bluff City. And I think she throws it on the floor and, like, walks out.
I think right before she throws it on the floor is when they notice that Sid has already left. Like, she ran off the second that thing got ripped in half and is starting up the van.
God. You, like, pull up on the boardwalk to do the pickup?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Also, she's wearing a hat that says World's Greatest Dad that she accidentally stole from the store. And
Accidentally.
yeah, accidentally. Listen, it was a panicked moment.
I would love for her to have like left behind the camera because she like scrambled to get out. So for the rest of that scene, it's like on the floor, on the side.
It's just, like when they play it back, there's just a shot of like it falling to the floor, and then like of Sid like limp running out. Like you can see her feet.
God, and then someone has to grab it on the way out?
Yeah, it's when
everybody gets in the truck or in the van and then has to get out of someone has to get out to go grab the... You actually pull away, you start to pull away, you just slam on the brakes.
Or Jake runs back in to grab the camera.
Oh, so good. Okay. So then as you're driving back through the city streets towards the menagerie and the Black Colossus...
but we gotta go to the office first. We gotta get our stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then as you go to get your stuff, you drive like under the aquarium walkway, and it's all glowy. It's all like bright teal. All right.
Can we just have like a brief conversation about why she ripped that coat?
Please.
In character or out of character?
Yeah, in character.
Oh, better be in.
Yeah. So first question, Alexa. What the fuck?
It had to be done.
Did it?
What?
Yeah, it was horrible. I would not put that on a person ever.
That's its skin.
Yeah, but it's like, it was bad. It was like really bad. Like it felt bad.
It felt bad to you.
Yeah, I was wearing it.
Oh my god.
But you would feel bad wearing it. You wouldn't want to wear Sid's skin either, but Sid feels great in Sid's skin.
No, it wasn't bad like that. It wasn't bad like that.
First of all, Jake, thank you.
Sid, I understand that you might think that I'm a little unhinged right now, but I would never wear your skin. And if your skin was cursed, I would rip it up for you as well.
Do we have... First of all... Okay, so... First thing is, when we, I guess, meet this thing, you're explaining all this. 2, hey Jake, do we have an HR department? I think I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, of course we do. You know...
Is it just Orville?
No, it's not Orville. Okay. You haven't... Who... You didn't meet Phil when you were hired?
No, I'm basically always with you guys.
I didn't hire you.
Oh, yeah. Remember Phil had that day, there was that street festival, and he ate all of those funnel cakes, is the word I'm looking for, funnel cakes. And then he was sick that day, and then me and you did her hiring paperwork.
Thank you for allowing me to write down Phil, Gray Sand HR person, comma, ate too much funnel cake. Friends at the table. Actual play podcast.
You could just put like loves funnel cake.
That's funnier. Yeah.
Guys, when I felt that coat, I felt like there was a reason that person took it off. Whatever this is, whatever this thing is, it's bad.
All right, you better be right about this.
I'm just gonna grab the confessional really quick.
Oh, please.
And it's Sid, and it's much later, and then it's just her looking at the camera, and she just says she was not right about that.
Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Yes,
Sorry.
You explicitly are not allowed to know someone's already established.
You're
fact.
right. Yeah, my bad.
Wasn't this an already established opinion?
I guess that's true.
Nah.
It's not like
let's leave
my
it.
mom was a.
I think it was the spirit of the role.
It's a good joke, but it's not good mechanically, so we'll forget about it.
No, you say it, and then a narrator who we've never heard then says, Sid was wrong.
The narrator gets to
Phil.
Yeah, because the narrator can just say no to reestablish the yes and. 2 no ands make a yes and. That's what
that's the ghost in the coffee machine, right?
Yes, that's.
We're establishing that voice is Ron Howard's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough get when it comes to our HBO special.
Oh, it's fine.
We'll just get someone else from Happy Days. Let's be Henry Winkler.
Sounds okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sid was wrong. Sit on it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we're gearing up.
You're gearing up. Yeah. What's that look like?
What gear do we need? Can we decide more stuff, or is it from the stuff that we decided already?
You can roll technology to decide more stuff.
Okay.
Which would mean like, oh, hey, this is useful to you, versus like, you have all the stuff you already have, which is, I'll go over it again, a carpentry van, walkie-talkies that take C batteries, haunted coffee machine, anti-paranormal computer thing, the APCT, and the all-purpose homemade mace.
We have a 12 on our franchise score at BT Dubs.
Wait, from what was the...
We start off with 6.
Right. And then you got 2 at the museum. And then you got 2...
Didn't we just get 2?
We got 2 whenever Allie rolled 2, 1, and 6. Now we got 2 when Allie rolled 5 and 6 to rip the coat.
No, the 2, 1, and 6 was... Oh, no, you're totally right.
That was the contact roll for...
Okay.
For talking to Chip.
Oh, you're
Chip
totally right. That was a
directly.
contact roll, and then boom. Okay.
Oh, I did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, totally. A lot of 6s this game. 6, like 3 6s. Ooh. Spooky.
What do we do with the franchise?
we have
spend it for...
What? No, you need 14 to win. You can't close the case until you get at least 14.
Okay.
Are we supposed to be doing rolls in the gear up section? What's gear up supposed to look like?
It's whatever you feel like it needs to be. You could totally be doing rolls to get franchise. Like, this is a situation where, let's say you had 8 franchise score, you would be rolling to get the gear you need to go get the baddie, and so that would be increasing your franchise score. So you totally could, but we're still going to play until it makes sense to end,
Sure. I mean, Jake isn't a big technology guy, so he just grabs a big can of his all-purpose homemade mace.
Okay.
The deluxe
and
can.
some goggles, so he doesn't get mace in his own eyes.
Good. Are they like goggles from an old bit he used to do, an old character?
Yeah, he was in his very early days. He had a pilot gimmick.
Ooh, okay.
And then people were like, "You're too tall to be a convincing pilot. Like, no one buys this."
I fly the tall planes.
The biplanes, the triplanes. The cockpit is the same size as I fly the planes. His finishing move at that time was an airplane spin, and that was very impressive back then.
Different time. Does anybody else gear up, or are you just taking what you got?
We should have some extra stuff.
Yeah.
I think that we should have like a communicator.
Yeah, we definitely got
cool,
like some kind of
maybe?
walkie-talkies.
No, like a translator. Yeah.
Where the hell are we getting one of those?
We have one in the back office or something.
It's not on our gear list.
I don't know. Maybe we.
I mean, you should roll for it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a technology.
Why did Andy say sit on it?
Yeah, because sit on it, like from...
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay, that was a
sit
while.
on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Andy, do you want to make a technology roll as the only one that doesn't have
No,
a one in
whoever had the
technology?
idea rolls technology.
Yeah, I would, but
That's the rule.
Okay. If you have an idea after this, by all means. That's a 3.
That's a 3. So what was the thing you were looking for again?
So I was gonna say that, like, is it something new that we have to create, or is it like...
To translate?
Yeah.
It could have been like so what's the thing that you were going to try to do? Was it going to be like a creation thing? Was it going to be like programming in a new translation tool into the anti-paranormal computer thing?
Yeah, but I was gonna say is that, like, maybe there's like another she's just using like the Google Translate on her phone or whatever, but there's a way to like look up like there's probably like a couple of YouTube videos that show you how to do this, and some websites with the code. But then you can like program in like different ghost languages. I think she maybe tried to do that.
Yeah, I think maybe you do it, and also you get it in Gaelic because it's Irish, right? But actually, it's Scottish Gaelic is what you needed, and it's the Celtic language that was native to Scotland, so it's just off a little bit, which means you only are able to gonna get like a couple of keywords, maybe. There's similarities, but there are going to be major differences also. So And as important as always, you think it was loaded in. You think you got it perfect. You think you got it perfect, except then, like, you type in, or you say, like, Selkie, and what you expected to hear back was just, like, seal. But instead, what you hear is, what's a good joke here?
Water dog.
Thank you. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, okay. Yes, you get water dog. And now I know how this whole joke system works. Thank you, Art, for figuring out the joke.
You got it.
Okay. All right, be careful, everybody. If you need anything, you just... Well, I'm out of here in 2 hours, so good luck. I hope I see you again. Big grin. And so you drive off to... Which side do you go in? Do you go in the Black Millennium side, or do you go... Or the Black Colossus side, or do you go in the Menagerie side?
Maybe we should flank it.
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll come in from the Black Colossus side. Y'all come in from the Menagerie side. And I'm gonna... You make a loud noise, you open the door. I'm gonna count 20, and then I'm gonna open the door.
We have the walkie-talkies, so I'm just gonna use that. But... I'll see you then.
All right, but remember, you're gonna give me the signal, and then I'm gonna count 20.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to 20 counts before.
Before we leave, before we go through the door, are you like gonna come late, like dramatically, to save us?
No, I'm not coming. It's only 20. It's only a 20 count. It's not. It's just so we have the element of surprise.
Well, 3 counts seems so long in all the matches that you do. 20 seems like...
No, I'm not. It's not a gimmick count. I'm just gonna count to 20.
Wait. So like 1, 2, 3. Not one of those. Like a...
No, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. And she's like moving her fingers to try to like catch the beat, I guess. I was like, okay, 20. Okay, yes.
Is it like one of the... This is Orville. Is it like a count? Is it like a... And then you get to like 15 and you start slowing down for all the... Like for the drama.
No?
Or you 15! 16!
I'm pretty sure we're doing normal human counting here.
Yeah, I'm not.
17!
I'm not kayfabing the ghost.
But that would be... Well, you know, I don't know if they've seen a wrestling match. Maybe they would really like that.
Who I got to work with here?
Good point.
I mean, I'd volunteer, but I'm injured, and then Sid, like, taps their leg a little. It's rough.
Oh, but that's perfect. You can work the injury.
No.
No selling things already.
I'm a professional.
We're not. What would that even accomplish?
Well, you know, to make the monster seem, like, off guard, because we're, like, weak humans, or we're gonna go. Can you... Okay. What's this guy's name? Orville?
That's me.
Please make sure to lock up tonight. You're definitely gonna see us again, but can you take care of the coffee machine for me, please?
Oh, Alexa, that's a big ask, but I'll do my best.
Thank you.
He just nods and then like looks down at the ground and then looks over at the coffee machine, and the coffee machine like gurgles at him a little bit. He's like,
It's all confidence dealing with that coffee machine.
So who goes where? You said so. Who goes where first? I guess who's first to, or who gets dropped off? I guess is my question. I guess Jake gets dropped off.
Jake gets dropped off, and they go park.
So I think I mentioned this before, but the interior of the Black Colossus is based on the far reaches of Alexander the Great's empire. Kind of this like neoclassical vibe. Lots of columns. It's basically like Caesar's Palace, except with a wider cast net of what the ancient world looks like. So, like, you know, there is a floor that is based off of, you know, North Egypt. There's a floor that's based off of northwestern India, right? Like the parts of the kind of far reaches of Alexander's whole empire. In general, right now, it's very busy in this casino. A lot of the business that had previously been going to the menagerie is now here in the Black Colossus. Because even though there are other floors in the menagerie, knowing that there is a whole closed floor is very off-putting. And it also means that the other floor is cramped, and so people just naturally overflow onto other casinos. So in fact, you know, it sounded like Millennium Black's fear was that there would be less business, but he's actually really benefiting from this. And I think you even get one or two fans who run up to you and are like, "You're Jake the Jackal! Jake! Can I get an autograph?
I used to be.
Jake, let me get a selfie. Sorry, let me get a gelfie." And like, that's what I call it with you. The gelfie. And like takes out a phone.
Why do you already have a name for that?
I've been looking forward to it for a long time. I heard you were in town. I thought maybe we'd run into each other.
Fine, yeah. He like looks his radio. It's like, yeah, one selfie.
Nope, other one.
Gelfie.
Snap. That's what he said that. He said snap and then took a photo. So you go up to the second floor where... have we all been inside of casinos before? At least our listeners may not have. They're cacophonous, right? Like, there's just this constant overbearing sound of slot machines and people talking and people in bars and people shopping and, you know, a very light, distant sound of music playing. And also, like, that music cuts away to advertisements about, like, Don Rickles coming to give a stand-up comedy performance soon, or, like, other acts that are all well past their prime, especially in Bluff City, where, like, it's not even Vegas, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even getting people who are at the very edge of their prime, you're getting people who are, like, on the circuit. Every now and then someone really cool comes through, but that's it. And it is the feeling of actually needing to be on the casino floor and pass from place to place if you leave the core walkways is just hell, because it's just cramped and there are a million people. And everyone's like, even the people who are having a fun time don't always want to be bothered, you know what I mean? Like, you're very close to a lot of other people, and you also kind of are on vacation or are trying to do something else. And so, like, you're not trying to get bothered, but you're so near other people. It's just, I don't have a lot of fondness for casinos. But also, I set a game in a fake Atlantic City, so I must have some distant fondness for casinos. So you're, like, walking through this completely packed place, especially at this time of night, right? Where, like, it's actually getting into the late night crowd. All the security guards have changed recently. There's like a whole new audience is like coming out of the bars and out of the shows, the evening shows. They just, you know, someone just saw some cover band, like Beatles cover band just finished, and now those people who are in that show have now come back out into the floor. And you finally make your way up to the second floor or the third floor where there is the connecting bridge, the sky bridge, the sky water bridge, which is blocked off by like velvet ropes. And there's a single guard there who just like is like standing there, but is just kind of like not doing much otherwise. And when he sees you, he actually like opens up he like pulls unhooks the velvet rope that's protecting the door, and then puts a hand to his ear and just says like, "The Jackal's arrived." What are you doing on this? Are you just going to wait now? Is this just like, and then Jake waits?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's weird. That's a weird thing.
This is the casino that, you know, your boss runs. So, all right, other crew. This casino is dead. It's spooky dead. Like, you go down to the main floor, the first floor of the casino, and no one is, there's like a couple dozen people. And like, this is a room that's supposed to hold hundreds of people, maybe more. Luis is there and is just kind of like at behind the desk, but like doesn't even respond to you when he sees you. Is just kind of looking off into the middle distance.
In like a creepy way or like a sad way?
It's kind of creepy.
Okay.
And also as you walk through, you hear it takes you a second to realize it, but like it's not quiet here. The bells are all still going off. All of the slot machines are still winning down here now too. But there's no one at them. And so it's just like tokens pouring out of slot machines. It's like the little notification thing on the little like slide card saying like, you know, making a little jingle. It's like, do-do-do-do-do-do, you've won. Do-do-do-do-do-do, you've won. Like over and over again from all of these machines around you. And again, a handful of people are still like braving that to be here because that's how Bluff City works. All of the card tables are empty, like no one is here. And upstairs, like up the escalator, you hear like a strange, like I guess it's like a little bit like wind or something. What do you do? Also, both of you roll 1 stress. This is a creepy experience.
Hey.
Andy gets a 6. Allie gets a 1.
Hoo-wee.
I get a cool
Andy,
from
Someone gets a cool.
you get a
yeah.
cool point. Allie, you lose your cool dice if you have any.
So,
And you lose a number of skill dice equal to the number of stress dice rolled, so you lose another skill die.
okay.
So just
Okay.
one.
Oh my!
Complete meltdown is not as bad.
Well, imagine you had gotten that on a 3 skill roll, or a 3 stress roll, right?
Yeah.
So
Ooh-wee.
take one more away.
Well,
Alexa's had a rough one, y'all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you lowered your contact.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Everything else is 1. So.
Yeah. Okay. What do you do?
Oh boy.
And behind the wind, I think you can hear like just bits of that song, that siren song. You cannot hear that though, Jake.
Should we follow it?
Yeah, for sure. I think I was giving you room to speak there, but I think that like at that stress roll, especially like she doesn't even like look at Sid or like at Louise and just like walk straight towards that escalator.
Oh, I like that because then like Sid's following just to make sure she doesn't like get in trouble.
Yeah. You go up the escalator's turned off, so you have to walk up it.
That's scary.
But then you get halfway up and it turns on. And then like from the little the other escalator turns on too, and it is starting and stopping in a way that almost feels like it's Morse code, or like it's trying to. It's like, you know those videos where like hard drives make noise to talk. Do you know what I'm talking about? To talk to play music. People like get 18 hard drives together and then they play like a Disney song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you mean.
Have you not seen that?
No.
I have. Yeah. They basically use like the computer noises for instrumentation, right? Like,
Yeah. I feel like it's really cool. I'm surprised y'all haven't seen this. People should look this up. It's really cool. I feel like I should have been able to find one of these way quicker than this, but I can't remember any major Disney songs.
I just googled singing hard drives. And I'm
Singing is the wrong word. That was me saying
Oh.
singing, and that's not right. What I should have said was hard drive, just like music.
oh, I found one from
I'm listening to
Beta.
what Jupita. Yeah, this
Yeah,
Beta
this
one is really
one
good.
rules.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, right? For people who don't know what the fuck we're listening to, it's just like 16 hard drives making different types of not beeps, mechanical sounds. Like parts of them are moving or spinning at different speeds, or like searching in a way that produces different like buzzes and chirps, and it combines to like be a really well layered version of a song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to check it out, just search for like floppy drive orchestra.
Yes, that's what it is.
So is it like the escalator making those sounds, or is
So
it just?
it is And then, like, well, the thing is, like, that's what it is at first. You're like, what is happening? And then you notice that is doing it. And then the, like, other machines are also now doing it. Like, as you go into the second floor, you can hear that the bells and whistles of the slot machines aren't just winning anymore. They're collaborating with all of the other machine sounds to make this song.
I'm going to just say full stop. I'm terrified of escalators. So that's really scary.
They're scary.
They're really scary. Whew, okay, that's really weird. I think that does not help the like weird compulsion that's happening here for sure.
No, shouldn't it? Probably shouldn't help it.
Yeah, no. So I think that she like moves up like a little faster.
Okay. And she gets up there, and I think she sees it first, which is like you pass a threshold. And suddenly you're not in the menagerie, a casino that's based on wildlife. You are at a Scottish loch. You are at somewhere in the northwest European Atlantic, surrounded by a forest. And instead of the machines making all of that noise, it feels like nature is making that noise. The birds are chirping in time with each other, and there are deer running through the woods, or whatever animals are in Europe. They have deer, right? And you can hear them foot on ground and twigs breaking to collaborate as the percussion to this song that is being sung near where the sky bridge is. And funny thing, where the sky bridge is still a door just standing out in just at this beach, basically.
I had a weird moment because I thought I was like, yeah, although they're making that song, and then it was Beat It in my head again.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, I'm sure someone's done like an operatic cover of Beat It.
Yeah, I think I'm still doing my thing. Like, if you hadn't described that door, I would have her, like, straight up just be walking into that water.
Right.
So if anyone else wants it, like...
I mean, so Sid, you see... I think you just straight up see Alexa disappear when she hits the top of the escalator. A foot in front of you, she just like fades away, and then you were fading away too quickly to even react to it, and then you're both up top.
The camera shot on that must be amazing, because it's like 5 elevator steps behind her.
It's right there, totally. So Sid, what do you do when you pop up? Also, there's no escalator back, obviously.
The first thing I do, I think, is try the walkie-talkie to contact Jake.
It works.
Hey.
Actually, maybe that's a technology roll. That's a technology roll to see if y'all can have contact. Totally.
3d6. It's a 6.
6.
Nice.
Probably not 2 franchise dice from this, but maybe 1 for like you are in contact with each other.
Hey,
It's
Jake.
a fact that directly leads to solving the case because it's a real. It's not
right.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Hey, Jake. So, little situation here.
I'll give you 2. Fuck it.
So we went up the escalator, and we're kind of in a forest now. Alexa's acting weird, and I'll be honest, it's a little bit stressful. Help?
You want me to? Oh, all right. It ain't the plan, but you're right. Alexa's been acting weird tonight.
It got weirder, and also I think the plan may have been flipped on its head by the teleporting. I think this is what that is.
No, you obviously ain't teleported because I can hear you on the walkie. These things only have a range of a couple 100 yards.
Okay, good point. This casino is a forest now. Is I think the thing we need to be focusing on.
All right, I'll be right there. Just don't get ahead of yourself.
I don't even know how I could at this point.
Over and out.
Roger.
No, you don't say anything after over and out.
Over and out. And then Sid hits the button that makes the other one do like a ringtone.
Like you could see the moment where he thinks about taking the batteries out of the walkie, but that's like shakes his head no and opens the door.
When your hand touches the door, you hear someone behind you say, "Hold it! Stop!" And it is Jacob Vander. His nose all bloodied still, has like got it like all has on like a hard plastic face guard, like at this point.
Like a Chauncey Billups?
Yeah, exactly. This is our case, Jake.
This ain't your case. My people are already in there. You need...
My people are already in there.
What?
We went in an hour ago. I've been waiting for the signal to go in from this side.
Well, I just got the signal to go in on my side, and my people have been there 20 minutes. I'm sorry to tell you this, but your people are probably dead.
Shut your mouth, my people. My people are the best in the business.
Then where's your signal?
I don't know.
Why isn't Sid telling me it's crawling with jerks over here?
Because we don't crawl, we walk on two legs. And you chest bump out. Also, we're not creeps. Is another one. There's another reason.
There you go. Look, kid.
Not your kid, Dad.
Well,
Man.
You're welcome, fanfiction writers.
I guess we haven't canonically said whether or not they're father and son. I don't know.
You say Jake named his own kid Jacob?
I wouldn't put it past him. We don't even know Jake is his real name. Maybe Jake is his stage name.
Oh, like Dusty Rhodes named his kid Dustin?
Yeah. Literally like that, yes.
Look, I get it. The Trenton outfit.
Thank you.
You're trying. I get it. It's hard. You got a lot of shiny stuff, and you ain't got no wits between the lot of you. I just got a call. They need my help. I'm going through that door. You feel free to try and stop me.
Let me go in with you.
Yeah, fine.
The security guard, like, who put his hand to his ear before, looks at you and is like, You sure about this, boss?
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's sure. But he's like he's pausing a lot. He's pausing. He's trying to gather his thoughts.
Put someone on their van.
Put someone on their van. Oh, he said, okay, yeah. Well, can you put someone on their van? I think he's asking me to ask you to put someone on their... Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, he said okay.
That van doesn't leave here without me talking to someone.
He says that... You can hear him. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, he said yes.
Great. You still in?
Damn right.
All right, take it down.
Darn right.
That's not what I meant. And he opens the door.
It is the inside of a sky bridge going into another casino. And you can see Sid and you can see Alexa just like across the sky bridge out in the casino floor.
But I don't see John Paul St. James or... Does that really say Mint Mocha?
Mint Mocha, yeah.
I forgot that one.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, I don't think you do. No.
Okay. All right, so Jake's looking around, but he's walking. He's got his hand on his ghost mace trigger.
A big shark swims above you because you're inside of this big aquarium sky bridge, remember?
Yeah. Jake makes eye contact with the shark and nods.
The shark like swims away and then swims back and nods and then keeps swimming.
Oh, I love this. Why do we do anything but Bluff City?
And you get to the other side, and one note is you could see through the door was already open on this side, on their side, right?
Oh, sure.
And the second you pass through the threshold, you are on this beach with them.
So they didn't see me before.
No.
They didn't have any acknowledgement.
No. How close, so Alexa and Sid, how close were you, what were you doing during all of this? Just kind of exploring this area?
I mean, like I said, I think Sid was mostly just following behind Alexa to make sure she didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because
Sid, are you recording all of this also?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Come on, professional here.
I'm making sure.
Yeah, is it still like creepy song and stuff?
Yeah.
Does Jake come through the door that was across from me, or
Jake, like, in a very cheesy TV effect, just phases in front of the door.
okay.
And then Jacob does too.
Okay.
And Jacob just, at some point, pull out a gun, by the way.
What? Like a human gun?
Just a Glock? Yeah, just like a pistol. I think it's
How are you
down
going with that?
in like a secret agent pose, you know? They have my people. I can't let them hurt them.
You overshot a ghost?
I feel like someone's asked me that before. Wait, there's not a ghost. This isn't a ghost. I just remembered. Hey, Trenton Paranormal Investigation, not everything's a ghost.
I thought that was our slogan.
We were thinking
I
about...
don't remember that. That's me. I don't know.
Okay, I thought it was ours. I get confused.
Yikes. So, I think that she's still walking forward, but she reaches into a, like an inside pocket in her blazer and pulls out, aquamarine.
Uh-huh.
Which isn't just a joke about this episode, but also is for bravery, communication skills, and confidence, which she knows, of course.
Of course.
And I think she reaches her other hand into, like, her pocket on the opposite side and pulls out her cell phone and then, like, walks into the ocean deep enough that it's, like, kind of coming up to her ankles. And maybe, like, activates the app. It's like one of those apps where you talk into it and it'll translate it for you, too. And I think that what did she say?
Hey, it's me. I tore up your skin.
I think that she says, you can stay here if you want. And is that a tech roll or a...
Oh, is that it? That's the... Okay, I wasn't sure.
I'm trying to initiate a conversation. Not like a...
I don't know. Is it a... I'm a little torn on whether it's a luck or a tech roll or a contact roll or it's a tech roll. You're using this gear to see.
Okay.
Right? Because we've established this thing is busted.
Fair. Whew,
Are you going to spend any
bank?
Yeah, you
Do we
can.
have any... What is that, our credit card?
That is bank. It just says bank.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? You could actually do credit card. You could do credit card, which is technology. Yes.
Okay, we'll save the bank for
emergencies.
Yes.
Yeah. So that could be a 2d6. Oh, I closed roll 20. Good.
Well, there's a 5.
All right. So I think that means you do make contact, right?
Yeah.
It's a 5. So what happens?
I feel like I've been heavy on describing the facts here, so anyone who wants to chime in, by all means.
Well, you can get something that leads to solving the case. Like, what are we trying to...
I think we're trying to, like, find out why this thing is here, and also, like, I feel like the thing that I'm setting up is, like, having it live, like, normally. Not, like, normally, but, like, not in a way that's, like, aggressive.
And also not in the ocean? You just want it to stay, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
Yeah, I think...
She tore up the skin. It's not going back to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the ocean is like... it's like a prison. Or like, I don't know. I felt like that coat was a prison.
The ocean is like a prison.
The ocean.
To a
like a
sea
prison.
creature, she says this.
Well, like, maybe this is where we
2/3
get...
of the landmass of the...
But maybe this is where we get the thing, right? Like, maybe it was a prison. Maybe she was imprisoned there by some other town forever ago.
Yeah, maybe it was like, okay, so maybe that'll be my fact. Is that, like, that's what the Selkie is? Is that it was, like, a lady in this town
Not this
was,
town, but like this,
not
whatever,
the-
this distant.
the 500 years ago across the sea.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Cursed to live as a seal until she could gamble her way out of it?
Well, no. Not that second part, maybe.
well, they didn't know about casinos, but they were like, she's like a witch or whatever. She's a bad egg. We got to get rid of her. So they like wrapped her up in like a big, like a silk robe or whatever, and like threw her into the sea. She became like a sea monster, and finally made it to the other side, and
this
was
comes
able
to
to
you
escape.
via what? Is this like you can start understanding the song?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a so I think that like oh God. So before when
So I can stop Googling the lyrics to various songs about luck, classic songs about luck, like Lucky Star by Madonna and Lucky Man by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, because I've been looking for lyrics that might be appropriate. But now that I've heard what the lyrics need to be, which is I was a witch and they threw me in the sea and I became a sea creature, I don't think I'm going to find that classic 80s jam.
God. Yeah, I think that like before when they were researching, they went to like a website or whatever with different like folk songs.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a song that they heard that was like, oh, there was this big monster and we conquered it and now the town is safe and yada yada yada.
And that
With
would
the rollicking chorus of throw the witch in the ocean.
Well, no, because that wasn't there in the version that you found on the website. You're hearing the missing verse that says, I was a witch and they threw me in the ocean.
Right, yeah, no, it's like the same exact like melody and everything, but
Right.
it's from her perspective, which is just like I was innocent and then they killed me.
Right. It's like, what if like 444 came out first and then Lemonade dropped?
It's exactly like that.
Is that what that album's about? I haven't listened to it.
Oh, buddy.
Whew.
Yeah. Jay-Z cheated on his wife, man.
Did he get some good songs out of it?
Eh,
I hear it's
Okay.
good.
it's okay.
He's had a bad run.
Yeah. He's getting old.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough to get on.
Anyway, I really think that the Jay-Z and Kanye from the Otis video would have a lot of fun in Bluff City. Anyway.
Oh, we should make those as characters. Shut that down.
Uh-huh. I'll just add it.
Aziz should be there too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
when does
please.
Bluff City take place? Whenever Jay-Z and Kanye were still friends.
Are they all the way not friends? Is that in that album too?
I think there was a thing in that album. I haven't heard it yet. And
There was a thing in the world where they're just not there anymore. So
I think that there's been some stuff. I think Jay-Z mentions it directly on that album, but I don't remember.
He disses Kim, I think, also. Anyway. So you hear this song, and
Yes.
so what you say is, you don't have to go? Is that what you said?
Or like you can stay here. Like you don't have to go back.
And I think her song changes, and also, wait, the song is still in this other language, which means you don't get I was a witch and they threw me in the sea. What you get was like, I was an evil magic woman, and because your translator's fucked, and they wrapped me in a water dog's flayed flesh, and dipped me in the large pond. Art in the chat says, and then she's like, I invented swag. Truth. So yeah, you get this just like through badly translated English through your broken machine. Slowly get her song. And then I think she opens the door. What's she look like? I think she's in her human form, right? She's not like a seal at all. I mean, maybe she's just Beyonce.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say that she shouldn't just be like just a human or like just a gal, but
Yeah.
like Beyonce is clearly.
What if Beyonce was Poison Ivy?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And if I had magic powers, I'd look more like Beyonce, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, true
for
facts.
sure. Yeah, like Beyonce for sure is already above human, like excellence. So that's fine. But it was like, oh god, what if it was like Beyonce who was poison ivy, but it was all like seaweed. Yes, Andy just said in chat. Yes.
Yeah, with seaweed and stuff. Yes. 100%. Yes.
Are we M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water now?
No, we're good is what we are. So
Beyonce wasn't in that.
Yeah, Beyonce also wasn't in that. And you don't just have the one big arm. I love that movie.
I was gonna make that same joke. I was gonna make that joke. Oh God. Okay. And she just, what'd she do? I think Jake pulls up a gun on her, is what happens. Or not Jake, Jacob. Jacob's like, where are my friends? And then she says something, and then the computer translates it to be like, to just say like, men.
Put it down.
Come on. Where'd my friends go?
We'll figure it out. Put it down. Oh, we're up to 14 on our franchise score.
You are. Yeah. Or what was the second fact? Oh, the second fact was...
It was one
here
fact.
she
it was
is.
only 5.
Yeah, I only got the one.
Yeah. Okay. All right, because the other one came from the walkie-talkie working before. Yes. Cool. Give me a sway, or a contact, rather, to talk him down.
Oh, I shouldn't have tried to I should have just maced him.
So it goes.
You can get contact. You can make this. Also, we have all this bank.
You should spend a bank money, maybe.
How do I spend... What, I'm going to put it down? Here's $10. What are we doing here?
I mean, it's not actually that. It's you've invested in... Like, this can represent something that you've already spent. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was you buying the book of, like, how to make friends or how to win friends and influence people or whatever, right? Or it's you standing in front of a really nice mirror you bought, practicing your promos.
All right, I'll roll 3d6 and then I'll roll the bank die separately,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh. There's a 5. Now roll the bank die. Withdrawal. No penalty, lose the dice. Okay, cool. So you go down to 1 bank. And you got a 5. So, what do you tell him?
If she knows where they are, she's not going to tell you if she's shot. Put it down. We'll work this out.
She nods, and then Jacob, and then lowers it. Doesn't put it away. And he says, I'll lower it, but I'm not putting it away.
All right, you lift that thing up again, I'm going to mace you.
Is that like a wrestling move?
You'll find out.
And
Pretty
she...
ass, I'm holding a giant can of mace.
And with the song still playing from nature in the background, she then like walks back to the door and like motions for you to follow her in.
I go. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, totally.
I'm in it the whole way.
Okay. And when you walk through that door, you're back in, like, you're all in the door, and you close the door, and you're back in the sky bridge, but this time you're in the sky bridge you close the door, and you're at the wrong side of the sky bridge. You're, like, back at the Black Colossus side, and she's just walking back towards the menagerie again, with the door closed on the other side.
This is gonna make me dizzy.
Give me a stress roll from everybody. Wow, just one stress, yeah. Sid, you don't need to, or you can roll it, because maybe you'll get more cool. But
That's a 6.
Oh,
Jeez.
Allie gets a 6
Finally.
to get a point of cool and suffer no stress.
5, so it's shake it off, no cool.
No cool, and then Sid, you should roll just to see what it is.
Blasé is about right too, I think, for the...
Yeah.
I got a 3, so
So you can ignore it. It's just like...
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So the way that works is that cool, for every point of cool that you have, you can ignore the worst stress
the
roll.
lowest, yeah.
Yeah, so you can ignore that 3. Awesome. So she walks you across the sky bridge, and this time, I mean, maybe it just takes you a second, but their aquarium is empty. In fact, there's not even there's only like half of the water is in it. And when you look around, you see that like it's even like still kind of under construction. And when you look outside, like through the water, you can see that Bluff City is like a little older than it was, than it is now. It's like the cars are from the late 70s.
My friend the shark.
Not there. Or there's a little baby shark. Gives you a nod. No, I don't think there's any fish in yet. And she opens the other door, and it's the menagerie again. But there's no slot machines there. There's no card tables. The carpet isn't rolled out everywhere yet. And you can hear the sound of like people calling out to each other from like far on the other side of this huge casino floor. And like just you hear people like you hear stuff banging, you hear stuff like work is being done. It sounds like physical work is being done. Also, the escalator down is off and is like in fact the escalator down is not even visible. There's like a new wall or like a temporary wall blocking off where the escalator would be on this floor at this point.
Why are we here?
And then she says like, and I'm gonna not do bad translation jokes. She just says like, my song heard their song. And then continues to walk down this like unbuilt casino floor, or like half-built casino floor, half furnished, I guess, really.
Are there people here? Are they looking at us? Like,
they're off in the distance, and like soon you're able to get closer and closer. And you can see the other two members of Trenton Paranormal like paralyzed in fear. And then you can see a couple dozen people in like coveralls with like name tags on them that say just like Jim and, you know, Melissa or whatever, installing slot machines, and like laying out the carpet and put it like, fixing the chandeliers. And they also are all skeleton people.
Oh. What?
Give me a 2 stress roll.
You really slow rolled us on the skeleton people.
Well, you have to get close. You were getting closer and closer. So you can ignore the 4, and you take a 5, so okay. Blasé. Nice work. Or no, you take the lower one, sorry. You take the lower one. So take a 1 stress die, Andy, to your next roll.
Well, don't I ignore the lowest stress die for each cool die that I have?
Oh, it is the lowest. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, so
it wouldn't make sense to ignore the highest one.
Yeah, of course. You're Blasé. Art, you are stressed, so lose 1. And then Allie, you are blasé also. You kind of found your footing.
Yeah, I should be frazzled, but I have the cool die, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. The cool die prevents that. Yeah, exactly. So you're just blasé also. Yep. But there are just skeleton people who are just going about their day, like, installing all this stuff.
They built this casino with skeleton people?
The Selkie sighs. They built it with real people, and then the real people never left. And one of the paranormal people, I think John Paul St. James, the nice boss guy that's there, he's like, we've seen them do it 3 times. It's happened 3 times. It's gonna happen again soon.
Wait, like made the casino 3 times, or?
And then the floor gives out.
Oh, Christ.
And they fall. And it's like, the louder sound is not the sound of them falling. It's like, as they fall, the song gets cut off, and then the cacophony of the casino, like, lifts back up. And then, but from behind you, the skeleton crew comes back. And they begin to repair the floor where people fell in. They ignore you. They're not looking at you. They're not doing anything with you.
Okay.
Is there any way to stop it?
I don't think it's like actually
it already happened.
Yeah, I think it's showing like something that happened when they were making the casino here.
But are they not like you?
She shakes her head. I thought they were. I recognized the song of those who were wounded unjustly. It sounded like my song. But they were buried here. I was sent into the world. Maybe there's a way to free them. But I'm not sure. Not here. Mint Mocha says, if we can get out of here, we could find their bodies, maybe. I got some holy water.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of obsidian, but
Isn't the whole thing with, like, restless spirits that we need to, like, make it so they can be at rest instead of, like, banishing them with rocks?
I don't think, well, spiritually, stop. I don't think we should move their bodies.
Do you have a reason why, or...?
Well, because you just said the whole restless thing.
Yeah, like, they didn't get, like, like, their families don't know what happened to them. They didn't get a proper burial or anything, and, like, I'm assuming the casino didn't get any repercussions from this because it's here.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Oh.
Do you know any other names? Sid asks, turning back to the Selkie.
They have tags.
With their full names on it, or just their...
No.
Yeah.
I expected people locked up. Normally when I hear a call like this, it's people locked up. And I ride to the windows and break them open, and they can come out into the wild with me. But this is different. And this place, all these lights, all this sound, this is hell. Someone stole my jacket.
Huh. Yeah.
Sid looks directly at Alexa. Mm-hmm.
Did you still want that?
I know what happened to my jacket. But maybe it worked out in the end. By destroying it, I was able to contact you.
It felt bad.
I wish you hadn't...
Yeah, we're all agreed that was impulsive and reckless, right?
Y'all didn't research that? That was a thoughtless act?
We didn't really have a chance to object.
Sometimes she just gets taken, you know?
It felt oppressive.
It was. I'm happy I can talk to people. That's something. And I guess I can live on the land again.
There are other ways to go back to the sea. You don't have to go back into whatever that was.
I believe the big pond is... Oh, you meant... never mind. I got it.
I've shown you what I can show you.
Okay.
All right.
We'll make this right.
Promise.
I pinky swear. And she, puts her phone in her pocket and, holds up her pinky.
She says, I don't have a knife.
Oh, no. Oh. She, no. You do, and she does it with herself. It's just it's like a thing we humans do, and it's supposed to be really sweet, but you made it kind of weird. We'll just go.
As long as you promise. And then she puts out a pinky.
Okay, perfect.
And then squeezes your pinky. Not hard, it's you can't really do much with that. But
Can you imagine? Ooh, a crazy pinky hold. No, okay, I get it, yes.
Yeah. You pull your hand off, and now you have a pinky ring tattoo. That's a little ring of seaweed around where she pinky swore with you.
Oh man, that's sick.
That's pretty sick.
Who gets seaweed tattoos? You're both wrong about this.
But also, it's also a musical bar, and there's the notes of her song are on there too. It's very detailed for a little pinky tattoo.
I gotta get this tattoo. I already have a pinky tattoo, so I can't. But if
I have two pinkies.
I do have two pinkies.
And then she walks you back to the sky bridge.
How the hell are we gonna fix this? We never work for that casino.
We could probably find records somewhere.
There's records. There's employee records. There's missing persons files.
So you think the mobbed up casino killed some workers and then left a paper trail?
I mean, I did also tape the entire thing.
True. There's also that.
You don't keep records of the sagas. You don't keep... In my day, if you did something like this, it was written up somewhere. Sure, you might dress it up as good, but the records were kept. You say you threw me into the river because, you didn't like that I was swaying the town against your leadership. You at least called me a witch. You wrote it down. Have to be records somewhere.
I don't know. We can look.
Well, if anything, we know where they are.
He's gonna show up with a shovel?
Well, grave robbing is on the bottom of the list here, but it's an option, and I just want everyone to know that it's an option.
I mean, technically, it's not grave robbing because it's not really a grave. That's the whole crux of why they're not resting.
It's almost certainly vandalism. I don't think you can walk into anywhere and just be like, I'm gonna start taking up your floor because you murdered someone.
Vandalism charges aren't as bad as you think.
They're pretty bad, though. We don't do illegal things. Says Jacob.
You don't. You are correct. And so it just kind of nods.
Finally, some respect, says Jacob.
That's not what that was.
That wasn't.
Oh, son, says John Paul St. James and puts a hand on his shoulder. It's very unclear what the lineage is at this point. If there's lineage, if it's just...
Luke, are you going to help us with this, or are we going to take care of this ourselves?
Oh, well... we... you have to understand... It was the Veranda family that is paying us. You see.
I don't know, make it worth their while. They got a whole floor of slot machines out of commission.
We're already doing this as a favor to the family.
Jake, are you here to make money or start things right?
Wait, we're really glossing over the fact that they owe the favor to the mob.
Who owns this casino, right?
Yeah. And they're not going to like this.
How'd you get into them?
It wasn't me directly. It's the Trenton family, You owe It's... Edmund Mocha is like, they got up to no good, and the family dug them out. Everybody has a bad time in Bluff City. Oh, honey, don't give me that face. Anyway.
Jake, bursts into a wide grin.
I think at that point you're led back to the Sky Bridge, and halfway through the Sky Bridge, when you go out the other door, you're just back in the Black Colossus.
We should talk to, we don't have his name written down, and I'm completely blanking on it. The guy who hired us.
Oh, Millennium Black.
Money?
Yeah.
Well, we should talk to Millennium Black about it.
He's actually, funny story, he's just there on the other side of the, when you open the door, he's already there. In a long black overcoat, and a black suit, and a golden tie.
It's a nice coat.
Yeah, I got it on discount. Cash for coats.
You did not.
I'm fucking with you. Never go to that place. So I see
fucking
you...
asshole.
Seriously. Some motherfuckers, man. There's 3 more of you here than I expected.
Well, we caught some stragglers.
Safe and sound. What'd you find out? And Jacob is like, hey, proprietary information of the Trenton Paranormal Investigation Company.
Oh, get over yourselves.
The Verandas did some dirt, and they tracked mud all over town.
I think Sid actually just pulls up the footage on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's it's way easier to just show you this whole thing.
No, it's way easier to talk in fun crime metaphors.
Black looks at the footage and is it a special camera? How does this work?
Most cameras have, like, viewfinders where you can play back stuff on.
No, not the thing I was... I was wondering if it caught weird
Sorry.
supernatural shit.
I mean, we said it caught the, like, warp to the,
True.
illusory...
Yeah, that's fair. And so he's just like, I always knew it. I always knew those motherfuckers were up to no good. Never prove it, though. I mean, I knew everybody knows the ways in which they're up to regular no good, but this is something else. Goddamn skeleton crew.
What you want us to do about it?
Listen, you did your job at this point. You can turn in if you want. You solved the case. You found what was causing the sky bridge to be shut down. You freed the Selkie from her eternal prison. Good work. This next thing, well, you want to do that. Maybe you'll actually prove something to me. Go a little further for the city. I think there's two ways of going about this. In my experience, you're dealing with visions of the undead. You do what Sid said. You go and right the wrong. Either you give them a proper burial, or you make the injustice of their lives public. You put the verandas in the mud. Or you go straight to the bodies themselves. Put them to rest. Directly. Not like the coat guy.
And what if we do both? Will you support us if the verandas come for us?
I wish they would.
That's just what I wanted to hear, boss.
It's got to be the other order, though. We got to put the tape out there so that people know, and then we can't start with digging up the bodies. That's still a bad idea. Someone's gonna call the cops.
All right, so release the tape, and once it picks up steam, then you go in. Is that your plan?
Yeah, right.
All right. Excited to see how this works. And then he turns and he gives you a little nod, and he starts to walk away. Then he turns back and looks at the Trenton team. If I ever see any of you motherfuckers in my town again, and he just kind of nods, and John Paul is like, and Jacob is like, your town, and before anyone can react, Millennium Black is in Jacob's face with a speed that is not human. Ha! And just a real toothy grin.
Never mind.
Wait, I want to know what your confessional was.
It's just gonna be another one of those oh shit.
Yeah. And then he walks away. All my cards on the table. Millennium Black is what if Blade stopped being a vampire hunter and started being a casino owner?
Fucking
What if
I
he
need
got
more
old?
Millennium Black.
I'm starting to pick up what you're putting.
I'm just gonna put it down. All the cards on the Bluff City card table.
Can he just be the main character of Bluff City now?
He's already the narrator for the first story.
Yeah.
That's him. So you put the video out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Give me I won't give you. I'm not going to give you technology roll. I have just a good idea of what happens here. Nothing. It takes months for anyone to notice, and then in October it goes viral. Or maybe we even get the shot of you everyone's stressed in the room, and you hit upload, and you're like, any minute now this thing's going to blow this whole town up, and then it's 2 weeks later, and then it's the radio show of the shitty Nathaniel Bridges, this city is going to hell. He's doing the radio version of his column, and he's 2 weeks ago, there was a video that revealed strange skeleton people working in the menagerie, and no one cares. I'm telling you, this city is going to hell. And then it's 2 months later, or a month and 6 weeks later, and it's the last week of October, and it's just shots of you in the offices, in the Graysand Paranormal offices, on like at downtime, and Orville like runs in with coffees for everybody. And it's like 2 million views. 2 million views. Yesterday we were at 87. We're at 2 million views.
The fuck happened?
The algorithm, man. The algorithm.
No, this is great. It's all those flyers we were giving out.
Maybe.
We did it.
I mean,
all of the comments are like, this is the worst shitty ARG I've ever seen. Like, I can't believe they're making another Cloverfield movie. Is that Beyonce? Question mark, question mark, question mark. So what's the second part of this plan? How do you wrap it up?
We gotta go get those bodies. Well, like, probably in the meantime, we've been, like, looking up names and, like, families and, like, trying to figure out
you know,
who was
maybe that's what we
missing.
get is, can I actually get an academics roll for that? You have 3 library card. Listen.
Okay.
Now is the fucking time to spend that library card.
Can I just do a roll 3d6?
Yeah, totally. You can spend 2 of those library points if you want. I don't think that there's a limit to how many you can spend on a single thing. Hey, there's a 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe what we actually get is the montage of like 22 views, and then it's you at the library trying to dig up information about who died, right? And like who went missing, and like what their full names are, and who was part of a construction company. And then it's like, oh, you go back and it's like 32 views, and then it's a picture of, or it's an image of Sid now like rolling through old, security camera footage from when the crew was there. And then it's like, 70 views. And then it's an image of Jake. Jake, how do you get information about these people?
You see like the HR person from the casino, like walking to their car. And then like you see the lights come on a pickup truck across the parking lot, and it's Jake.
Okay. You should also be coming with facts here, but also I think we're wrapping, and I just have a good one that I'll propose. The names of the dead people they didn't die on that day that the floor collapsed. You find that they've died over the last century, maybe more, ever since the Veranda family was in the city doing construction. There are 15 of them total. The most recent one died during the building of the first floor of the Menagerie Casino. But those are the names of the people who you have on that tape, and you can identify them all. They're not just a skeleton crew. They're a skeleton crew.
So the Verandas are mobster necromancers?
You know.
Someone's reading their Vampire the Masquerade.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I can't believe we fucking snuck in a vampire game. We tricked you, motherfuckers. Happy Halloween. Giovanni are out here. God. So how do you deal with that? Like, where do you go?
So all on the same page here, like for real zombies?
For skeleton people, not zombies.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But there's like
Yeah,
still
I think
employed or like...
They're what?
They're like still employed? Like they're physical...
Yeah, they're still
I don't
physical.
think they're getting a paycheck.
They are not getting a paycheck.
Okay.
Like, I think that's the thing you get. Like, this is a thing that rich families do, I guess. Rich magic families, rich evil families. Maybe they don't even know it. Maybe they have a warlock working for them that they don't know, who just keeps the books cheap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they are just free labor. They're just cheap free labor. You'll note this also happened right before Labor Day.
Right, okay, yes. Sorry, I just wanted to, like, it's
No,
late.
totally.
I just want to make it super clear.
All on super clear.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
I don't know how we fix this.
Is there, like, an amulet that's, like, that Warlock is using that we can, like, destroy or whatever? Or...
What about, like, the Shawshank Redemption solution where we, like, go in, you know, like, he, like, takes his wall out in his pants, like, we, like, kind of just start frequenting that casino and, like, dribbling some holy water out of our pant legs.
Okay, that's what you mean.
And just,
yeah.
Stealth consecrate it?
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing here. I don't know.
I feel like between the director of operations and the chief spiritual officer, you should be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
I think it is just a ritual of some sort. Tell me about what that ritual is, and then we can roll it and then see if it works.
Yeah, I think that...
Because I don't think it's Blade, the vampire hunter, kick down the door,
No.
do some steel stakes. Silver stakes? Silver stakes.
But it's like a
Wooden
matter
stakes.
of,
What
like,
are we-
we still want to
He
get,
had
like,
silver stakes.
Did he?
What?
Those movies were a mess.
Oh, no, they weren't. Well, the first two were good.
First two are good.
That's all I gotta say about that.
I like the idea of it kind of like them putting in an effort to sort of cleanse the casino. So like the holy water idea was really good. Like maybe it's like each day one of them goes, like one of the employees sits at a different machine and like wipes it down with like a rag, or like with holy water on it, or like we go there and we win and we like switch the chips out.
Oh, that's good.
Like, yeah, with
Is it with like a special? Do you work with the Selkie, who I'm just gonna keep calling Beyonce until we name, to like figure out how to bless certain chips?
yeah, for sure. I think that it's something like, so, oh god, okay, so there's...
Yeah, here we go. Now we're in
it. When you keep certain, like, saltwater fish, you have to get ocean water from, like, a certain depth in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's one of those things where it's like almost like, Beyonce from the Irish folklore, like, almost gives us like little missions to do, and it's like that sort of thing where it's like a potion where it's like you have to get like ocean from like 30 feet out, which is like at the end of the pier or whatever, and then like you have to go get like a bunch of bird feathers or something. Right.
Like maybe it's like one thing for each of the 15 people.
Right. Yeah.
Where it's like oh, and now you need to go get like dirt from this person's hometown, and then you need to go get like just different stuff.
Right, but it's like local, so it's like a stone from their backyard or whatever.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Under the
you're
tree,
not going
or like
right. You're not getting on planes, you know.
Right. Yes.
Totally.
Or like a rose from their garden, or like yeah.
And then you get it all, and you're sneaking it in day by day, basically.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. I think this is probably also a academics check, maybe. I guess. No, because that's about identify and solve problems. Solve problems. That feels like this to me.
Yeah.
Is there a help mechanism here?
Yeah. Do I get a bonus?
Yes, there is a help mechanism.
Okay.
The help mechanism is that somebody else can roll first, and you can give one of your dice to the other person. But if you say you're helping, you have to give one of your dice to the other person, which means a bad thing could happen. If you only roll a 1, and if you roll 1 dice and you're helping, you get a 0 on the roll yourself, which means I get to do a thing to the person who's helping.
I have 2 academic dice, and I would like to help. All
right, so how do you do that?
I think it's like, again, Jake isn't objectively stupid on this stuff, but he's the worst of the bunch. So I think he's like, but he's bringing the right books. He's bringing, he's managing the coffee machine, which is a bit of a doing. Yeah, I think that's how he's helping, and but he's like highlighting books before Alexa gets them, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Give me the dice roll.
So I roll 1, and
you roll 2. You roll 2, and then
I roll both of them.
You roll both of them.
I give one.
You give one. Okay. Exactly. All right, so you give the 5 or the 2?
I'll give the 5.
All right, so. Oh, buddy. We'll come back to the bad thing for you once we're done.
Okay, I just roll and then we'll see what it is.
Yeah, you roll the thing that you roll, and you have at least a 5, basically. Okay. So, hey, you got a 5. All right, so you managed to do this thing. What's it look like? What's the final step, and what's it wrap up this whole ritual for me? I think maybe one piece of context is like there are protesters who are like yelling outside and who have signs, and who have pickets, who are like, you can't bury the truth, Nothing rhymes with truth. Fuck. Skeleton labor's uncouth. No, they don't do
There
that.
you go.
That's bad. Because I think
What
most...
are you talking about?
I think, like, most people, when they watch that footage, are like, oh, yeah, those are skeleton people. Like, that opened up a thing, and it was like, oh, that was a weird video that some, like, protest activists made to say that this casino was working people to death. And that there was this event where people got hurt. And so most people think, like, oh, yeah, people got hurt when they built that second level of the floor. And actually, they're using weird skeleton slaves who I'm freeing.
It's tough because, like, I don't want the final scene of this to be like 10 skeletons walk out of this casino. And
Me either,
like,
but
I don't know if it's like, but it also shouldn't be like they fade away and then it's fine. Maybe they like come back alive.
Huh?
Whoa.
And they only
resurrected.
I've resurrected them, but it's like they only have like 24 hours, and they know that they only have 24 hours.
Oh, that's kind of good and really sad.
Yeah, so they can kind of make peace, whatever the thing that they wanted to make peace with, and then they know that they don't just have to be like an alive person again.
And like, right, yes.
Right, because they've kind of, they have like the night for themselves, but like...
They get a big dinner together.
Yeah.
And they also like go and like do the thing of like look at your grandkid who is now an adult and who like has a family of their own.
Right.
And like they go into the water for the first time in ages.
Yeah.
They go swimming. And one of them rides the Ferris wheel. And is like, the city's gotten so big. Aww. And one of them orders just like the biggest, juiciest steak they've ever had, and they've ever seen, and then like it's taken care of by the black Colossus Hotel. Like they just pay for it. Mm-hmm. Like I think everyone's in on this. Do you know what I mean? Like they make for sure. Like Mr. Black makes sure that that they're all taken care of for this last day.
Yeah. There's definitely like a shot of one of them like sitting on a bench on the boardwalk, like eating in an Italian ice.
Uh-huh. Yes, totally. Like, and also a funnel cake, and also has saltwater taffy. And it's just like, I love this city. I fucking love this city. And one person just gets in a car and just drives west as far as they can. And they never want to see the city again. And one of them, I think, is like, I don't want to go. And insists on being allowed to stay and help you stop things like this from happening in the future.
Can we do that?
Hell yes.
I will do anything in my power to arrange that.
All right. And I think the Selkie also is sticking around, obviously. I think maybe what she says is like, all right, I've made a decision. I've made a unilateral decision about the Selkie. A thing she's done over 500 years is collect a bunch of treasure and hide it somewhere in the ocean. Like, she's just like, every time there's ever been a shipwreck, every time any ship's ever gone missing, she's found it and taken stuff from it. And she's like, well, I think she's just gone one day. And then, like, she comes back, like, dressed to the nines. And it's just like, a second person we'll have to deal with in this setting in the future? We should come with a real name for her that isn't just the Selkie or Beyonce.
When she comes back up again, well...
Yeah, we'll have a real name for her.
Yeah.
And then we just get the last of them. Maybe there's a couple of them who hang out together. We just get like a couple of them looking at the casino, looking at the menagerie. One of them spits on the ground, and the other person says like, "Hey, we built this fucking thing. We did this." And the other guy is like, "You're damn right." And then the sun rises. And we just get like, we don't see them like fizzle away. We don't see them fade. We just get the close up of like, you're damn right. And the sun like starts moving up their bodies. And then we just get a quiet wide shot of the front of the menagerie. And it just says like, the menagerie. And no one is there. And it's just the boardwalk. And you hear a seagull in the background cawing. Somewhere along the way, Jake, you read the wrong book. Mm-hmm. You used to do this promo where you would just like channel what you thought a death god sounded like.
Yeah, that's
and you got it in you again. Except you know the right words this time. And it's not the sort of death god that's like out to collect or out to do vengeance or out to... You're not the Grim Reaper now. But you have this like urge to put yourself into really dangerous places. And you start getting the itch again to get back in the ring. What do we get from Alexa and Sid? I guess there's actually there's a rule for this. Never mind.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's vacation. This game ends on vacation, which is the best thing. Actually, so first of all, you can't get more than 14 scores. So you get 14 franchise score, which what we would do at this point is spend those on library card, gym card, credit card, bank. Like, that's just money for the next adventure. That's how that works. That's how you level up in this game, which is really cool.
All right. We should let the next people who play figure that out, right?
Oh, absolutely. But what there also is vacation. This stage is meant to be short and sweet. You can end the game right after vacation. You can continue right into another job. It is midnight. We are ending this game. An interesting game could arise from something that happens on vacation. Blah, 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 blah. If you're suffering from a stress-related penalty, you can now get back some or all of your dice by removing dice from the bank or by spending franchise dice you earned at the end of the mission. 1 dice restores 1 point to a skill. If you're still stressed and you have no bank dice left to spend, you must spend your own cool dice. If you have nothing left, you're screwed for the time being, and your stress penalties stick around for the next game session. Just breathe deep and start chewing those antacids. So, you can spend this franchise score to get your points back. So how many points are we down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6. That's not so bad.
Yeah, that would still put us pretty well.
Yeah. So, depending on how many points you need to spend, it shows how far your vacation is, how long your vacation is to recover. So, Jake, you only lost 1. So that is 1 day. Sid, you lost 1 also. So it's back to work for you. It's 1 for you. Alexa, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Uh-huh.
You get 2 weeks. You have to take 2 weeks off to fucking chill. What do you do on your 2-week vacation? Wait, briefly, Sid, is the thing with you just like, you have to go to school the day after this shit? So, like, you don't even get...
Basically, I
mean, after this, doesn't school kind of feel like a vacation?
No.
Huh?
No. I gotta hang out with a skeleton. School is so much worse.
Sid. All right, Alexa, 2 weeks off. Right? 2 weeks off in November. What's that look like?
I think that it's like a lot of like relaxing. I think she
like a staycation?
stays in her house a lot. Yeah. But I think that she like goes to a like jeweler in town and gets the aquamarine that she was holding like crafted into like an actual like cut jewel.
Gotcha.
And then makes a necklace for Beyonce with it.
I think Beyonce opens up like a mystical shop on the boardwalk, like an oddities and like crystals and like, you know, you've been to those boardwalk shops before, right? Yeah. Like you walk inside and it just smells like incense and like there's like a cool lady there who's maybe a hippie once and now it definitely knows like a little bit of witchcraft. It's her. It's Beyonce in this world. That's what she's doing. But is also like a fixer for weird paranormal stuff and like has the pulse of what's happening here. And it's definitely also a weird front for other shit she has going on. And like she wears it and I think she like checks it first to make sure that it's not another like chain, that it's not another like prison. She like puts she like grinds up some herbs into a powder and like very quickly just rubs them on it and it shines really bright. And she just like smiles at you and says, I had to check.
I understand.
And she puts it on. And then I mean we also get Sid with the skeleton like detective on a case. And then Jake, what about you? What's the final Jake shot?
Oh, actually...
Sid, go ahead.
I actually have a better idea for the final shot for Sid,
Yes,
where it's
yes.
her back at school at like a Halloween party with her girlfriend, and she's just really drunk trying to tell people about like what happened.
God.
Her Halloween costume is Harry Truman from Twin Peaks, and her girlfriend is Dale Cooper. It's very good.
That's incredibly good.
I think the last Jake shot starts in the office, and you got like, Orville's working at the coffee machine, probably some employees that we haven't seen yet, so I don't want to like describe them too much. But you just hear this like, bam, bam, and the camera like pans up to like the attic or the room, the second floor. It's probably not a full attic, and it's just Jake just like hitting on a heavy bag. He's trying to get back into shape.